Dive into an hour of purified music. This is Purified Radio with Laura and Sean.
What's going on? How you doing, everybody? Thanks for being here. Just gonna get set up as I do dual fans right now. Just staying cool, keeping it cool, keeping it cool. What's going on? What's up, Sam's hologram? I got two fans on me right now. I got this fan, I got the neck fan going. I got another fan over here, two fans. It's hot out here. This fan's actually kind of loud. I'm gonna have to turn this one down in a second. Just wanted to get it started. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Hello. Thanks for participating in this late night jamboree. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I want to talk about a couple of the general beanbaggeries of the day. A couple people are asking, did I take a nap today? I did, in fact, take a nap today. So tickle my cheese wheel because I got a little nap in today. Got a nice nap, energized, jacked up, Pop. Just jacked up to the moon, to the sky. For whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe somebody tickled my bag and yelled it from the rooftops. But for whatever reason, yesterday's story was one of my most viewed stories of all time. I think 5,700 people watched my story yesterday, which is pretty funny. So that guy that trolled me with 36 followers probably got a couple zaps in his inbox, which is hilarious. So what's going on, cornbag? Your spare parts, aren't you, bud? That's what I have to say. You guys know what it is. Anybody who's in here that saw the spare parts knows what's really good with that. So I hope that 36 follower Jabron James can just suck on a cold lemon, and I hope it squirts him in the eye because somebody hurt that guy. Like, who hurt you, bro? Like, I wanted to hit it. I was so tempted to hit him with a "who hurt you, bro," but then he would have an unmitigated path into my inbox. So I wanted to keep him in the requests, and hopefully he sends me some more malarkey because he's gonna, because the guy's sad inside. He obviously hates his life. If you perused around in his photos, you draw your own conclusions, Jack. But anyways, I digress. Back to the questions at hand. First off, I would like to get started by giving a couple of shout outs. First of all, today's live stream is brought to you by the homies at Dead Pedal Coffee. I know you guys heard me talk about them last week. Please go give them a follow. Dead Pedal Coffee, supporting the channel, supporting the cause. Please go and give them a shout. Check them out. I know a lot of people went and bought their coffee, so just wanted to give them some love and thank them for contributing and helping support the channel, especially on this live stream. So big thanks to Dead Pedal Coffee, dead_pedal_coffee. Go check them out on the gram. I know a lot of people supported them, so I appreciate that very much. Next, I want to say thank you to Edna and to Patty G for Venmo donations and donations on BobbySauce.com today. Completely unprovoked. I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate you for doing that. It really just is mind-blowing that I can wake up in the morning or be working throughout the day and somebody would just fire off a Venmo or fire off a donation. I just want you guys to know how much I appreciate that. Also, thank you to the people that joined the Patreon, patreon.com/takenaps. A bunch of people reached out to me that said they wanted to support on a regular basis. So big thanks to Lana Liberty, Donnell, and Tempe for joining the Patreon. I appreciate it. If you want to check it out, the Patreon is in my bio link. It's patreon.com/takenaps. So thank you guys for that. Now back to the serveth your bag, because I'm about to hit it with a mallet. Listen, I know that I said this last week, and I just want to reiterate. For anybody that's like on the fence, that like is just like, oh, I don't know what to do. I have a good friend of mine that has been following this channel for a very long time, that I've known for 15 something years. And he took the advice and posted an Instagram reel. And he was like, these reels. And he was just kind of making a joke, didn't really think much of it. He owns a woodworking business. And he posted this reel. The guy has 368 followers. He posted a reel last week and it got over 12,000 views. 12,000 views. Guy has 368 followers. His first reel got 12,000 views. So if you are looking to grow your channel and you are not using Instagram Reels. I don't know what to tell you, Jack, because I'm putting up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views on a reel, and then I'm dumping that exact same reel on TikTok, and I think I put up over 500,000 views on TikTok in the last 15 days. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just reporting the news. I'm just yelling what I want to yell. I don't have that many followers on TikTok, yet putting up 500,000 views in half a month. I mean, it's just there. The opportunity is there for everybody. And I learned a little bit of it. I learned that somebody laid out, somebody was on my fleshy fun bridge tickling with both hands and a long feather. And I was like, wait a second. They reminded me and or informed me and or whatever I saw it on TikTok, how the TikTok algorithm works. I'm not going to make this a go on TikTok. Everyone's like, oh, China, they're in your phone. Whatever. Do whatever you want. Look, attention is attention. Tickle my bag. Like enter my balloon knot. I don't care. Whatever. The way that TikTok works, according to this thing, don't know, can't verify it, but it certainly makes sense. The way that the TikTok video algorithm works is you make a video, it serves your video to a very small amount of people. If that small amount of people reacts positively to the video, they serve it to a slightly larger group of people. If more people like that in the larger group, they serve it to a larger group of people and so forth, which allows the videos to snowball quickly, very, very quickly overnight. And that's how people blow up on TikTok, and that's how they accumulate insane amounts of views. You could have a person that has 2 million followers that will get a video that'll get 400 views because the video is not of the highest caliber that they want to circulate it. So if you go on TikTok and you have 5 followers and you make a video that's really good, that people really like, that thing will go nuclear overnight. And it's because the algorithm is made to reward the content itself, not the build up over time. So it's just something to take into consideration. And that's why I have videos that have gone on TikTok that have done 1,000, 2,000, maybe 3,000 or 5,000 views on Instagram, and they'll do 150,000 to 175,000 on TikTok. Same video, same 15 seconds, same content, different marketplace. So if you're trying to figure out how to do it, make an Instagram reel, save it to your phone, post it on TikTok. That's the lesson of the day. Tickle my bag. Don't tell you I didn't tell you anything. And that's that. So when in Rome, and that's it. So if you want to grow your TikTok, if you want to grow your Instagram, make those reels and make those TikToks. It's easy. It's free real estate, Jack. It's free real estate. Okay. What I wanted to talk about. How are you guys doing out there, by the way? I want to say what up to some people. What's up, Tina, Sarah, Billy on Facebook? What's up, Sarah Jean, Scott Thomas, Heladius? That's a cool name. Leah and Maggie on Facebook and YouTube. What's going on, guys? We got some really good viewership on Facebook and YouTube right now. Impressive numbers. I'm glad to see that. Glad to see all the people here on the gram. Hope you guys are all doing well. Look, the first thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was I know that everybody saw my video today about Lollapalooza. So if you didn't see it, watch it after we get off the stream. But what is good? But I've been to a lot of music festivals. I've been to more music festivals than probably, I would say conservatively, 97% of people that you probably know. I've been to an insane amount. Specifically dance music festivals, including Lollapalooza. I have been to Lollapalooza before and a variety of other music festivals around the United States, from everything from jam bands to country to rock shows to hip hop to electronic dance music. Literally over 100 music festivals, not concerts, thousands of concerts, but well over 100 music festivals. There's primarily one company. It's called CSC Event Staff. They wear yellow jerseys. If you go to a large-scale music festival of any kind, it doesn't even matter the type of music. CSC Event Staff is one of the nation's largest event staffing and security companies that manages these events. A lot of the people that work for these companies are hourly paid employees that make anyone from 10 to 12, sometimes maybe $10, $9, maybe $11 an hour to be the security staff. They're interviewed a couple times and then they shoot them off out into the game. A lot of them are employed in low income states. So they'll be employed in a state like a Kentucky or like some central America flyover state where the minimum wage is low. And then they'll travel them around the country to go work different events in certain places. the barrier to entry to be a person that works security at one of these large scale music festivals is extremely low. Most of the time, they could care less about the job. They're not very well trained. They don't even know what state they're in sometimes. And I'm not even saying that for shock value. They literally don't know sometimes what state they're in. They do event after event after event. They wear these yellow shirts. They don't know what's going on. They're out there smoking vapes. They're smoking bingers. They're smoking weed. They're doing drugs probably half of the time. There's people, they get left out in a field. They're like, stand here and wave this flag for 8 hours, 4 days in a row for $11. These people don't care about what they're doing. And I'm not trying to disparage people that work for that company or that work security. I'm just saying this is not a high caliber security force. This is not a force of people that are very interested in doing anything other than the bare minimum to maintain their job. Any person that's been to a lot of music festivals know that the logistics at these festivals are insane. Even as a member of the press, which is how I went to all those music festivals. I had a online magazine that would allow me for press credentials. I literally would walk up to like a VIP booth, show my credentials, ID, the whole nine. And they're like, we ran out of wristbands. Like the festival started 20 minutes ago. They're out of wristbands. They don't know where the guy is. The radio doesn't work. The internet is down. The internet thing that's out at the thing is down. All of these structures that they build for these music festivals are temporary structures. Everybody's frazzled. Nobody's getting paid that much. They're out in the sun all day. They wait till the absolute last second to save money on preparation. They oftentimes do it in the middle of a big city or in the middle of absolutely nowhere. So the logistics when they set up these events is very low. And a lot of the times in a lot of music festivals, including Lollapalooza, I've seen people straight up leap over the fence. There's a bunch of kids will run up to the fence. They'll bum rush a fence. They'll climb up and leap over the top. If you can have 10, 15 people jump over that fence, they save $200-$300 a ticket. So for $300 a ticket, you jump over this fence. If you can get 10, 15 people to do it at once, the security guards can't chase everybody. And a lot of the times the security guards will be busy with other things, or they'll be overweight, or they'll be older, or they just won't care. For $11 an hour, you're going to sprint away from your post to chase some kid and do what? You're going to tackle him as he swerves through the crowd. It's basically impossible. If they get more than 10 feet beyond the entry point, those people are gone. And there's no one walking around the festival looking for people that have the wristbands on. That's not a thing. So I would bet in a given day at a festival with 100,000 people, I would bet conservatively 150 to 250 people jump over the fence and sneak into that music festival. They either slip in behind other people, they jump a fence, they slide in, they have a fake ticket, any variety of things. So to think that this type of event staff could be capable of independently verifying and proving whether or not a Corona Clap juice card and an ID and a negative test match in one day is insane. And it's a complete and total farce. And it should just be a perfect example of how these people lie in plain sight, how they get away with things, that just allow them to do something when money is involved. They don't care about what happens. They don't care about the people that were in there. All they care about is saving face so they can make the $10 million for the Chicago Parks Department, so they can have the event, so everybody gets greased, so everybody gets paid, and so that they all remember who did what for who when. Everybody remembers all the favors that were rewarded. Oh, you're talking tens of millions of dollars of economic activity to all the surrounding restaurants, hotels. And don't get me wrong, I think this is good for the city of Chicago, and I'm not here to disparage them. I'm just saying, don't get it twisted to think that 90% of the people in the crowd were juiced, or that they somehow tested or verified these tests. That's a bunch of BS, and that is a complete and total lie. So just so we're all on the same page, that is not feasible. That is not logistically possible. Those people can barely figure out how to prevent people from bringing the weapons in there. I've walked through a security gate at a music festival more times than I can count, where the guy will literally just be like, go ahead. Not even touch me. I could have a weapon. I could have drugs on me. I could have any variety of things. And I don't. I'm an upstanding citizen. And a lot of the times they just profile you. They look at the clothes that you're wearing. You got a shirt on that says like, I love blunts, and like has a weed leaf on it. They might pat you down a little bit. But for the most part, or if you have a gray mohawk and gauges, yeah, like, or maybe if you look like you're lit to the sky, yeah, they might give you a little bit of a pat down. But the point is that like the security at these places are not high caliber, and that's how everybody is able to sneak into any of these events. The fences that they put up, the fences are climbable. They're like normal chain link fences. If you were to climb up a chain link fence behind the area where food is served, or in a lesser known place, or if you were to grease one of the security guards, give them $50 for your group of 5 people, or $100 for a group of 5 people, you're telling me some guy that's making $10 an hour is not going to take a $100 grip from somebody that wants to just slide in the side? Give me a break. These people are not stupid, and like I said, they just don't want to lose their job. So the probability that there was people in there that were super or whatever is very high. And I think that that's probably okay, because I think a lot of this stuff is malarkey to begin with. I'm just saying, don't get it twisted. And I hope that everybody understands that to think that everybody was juiced is a bunch of garbage. Meanwhile, in New York, you have Bill DeGarbaggio, the worst mayor in America, second worst mayor, tied for the worst mayor on the planet, whatever. Him, London Breed, and what's her guts, and Lightfoot, LL and Cool J are pretty much neck and neck for worst mayor on earth. But they're doing this concert series in all the 5 boroughs, I think next week. I believe it's next week or the week after. And all they're doing every day in these press conferences is gassing up people that want to go. They're like, don't you want to go to this concert? It's going to be the best hip-hop concert in the history of time. And don't get me wrong, the lineup that they got for these concerts are pretty fly. You got KRS-One playing in the Bronx, like where he's from. I mean, don't get me wrong, they got Slick Rick. It's going to be pretty lit. I'm not going to lie. However, first of all, Bill DeGarbaggio is in no way qualified to tell me what high quality hip hop music is going to be. The guy's a trash merchant. I wouldn't trust him with the aux cord for a half an hour car ride, if you know what I'm saying. But he's like, don't you want to go to this concert? me and what's her face? Me and my wife, who gives me political points, we're both going to be there, and our daughter's going to be there protesting with her googly eyes. It's like, bro. Like, get your house in order, DeGarbaggio. Meanwhile, people getting like robbed and shot on the street. And he's like, but KRS-One and Slick Rick's going to be there. It's going to be Slick Rick as you get shot in the neck on the way in and robbed at gunpoint. And they're like, but guns are illegal in New York. And they're like, get the guns out the street. Defund the blame. It's like, you're trash. You're terrible at your job. But whatever. Yeah, his daughter is woke. Yeah, Chooks knows. Yeah, the guy's a trash merchant. Don't you want to be in the park with a bunch of sheep? Everybody's just going to be looking at each other like, we're all lame. All the true heads are going to be in the trees in the back looking in. Or just not, or just somewhere else doing something else that's cool. Look, I'll tell you this much. I love Slick Rick. Don't get me wrong, but I saw Slick Rick play at a bar in Fort Lauderdale. The guy did 2 songs, literally 2 songs. And he left, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll just find a bridge and dive off it, because that was dumb. As I sat there for like 17 hours waiting for him to come on, and he's like, Slick Lip the ruler, and then it was like, keep it up, pops, get up, and then he just like went off and like drank Hennessy in the corner and just like did not perform any other songs, and I was like, yeah, okay. And I love Slick Rick. Don't get me wrong, and I also love KRS-One, high energy, great hip hop, love him, but. If you think that anybody's going to go out there and be like, well, I waited this long to get the juice, but KRS-One in the park. It's like, yeah, I don't know, bro. I literally don't know, but okay. Anyways, the world is trash and everybody's garbage. So the point was about Lollapalooza. It's like the thing that these governors and these mayors want to do desperately is they want attention. They want clout. They want to build their personal brand more than anything in the world. And all right, baby. Good. And they love the attention that they're getting right now. You don't think Andrew Cuomo, the dehydrated owl, the literally dehydrated owl, California raisin that's supposedly running the state of New York, you don't think that this guy gets off on the fact that he's on TV every day? Hey, Biggs, you good, buddy? Oh, okay. You don't think that this guy gets off by knowing that he's on TV every day, knowing that half the country thinks I'm a Cuomo-sexual? It's like, no, you're not, bro. This guy is a literal creep. And of course, who cares that this... The dog's like, yeah, I'm just gonna make a bunch of noise right now. Okay. The dehydrated owl is literally just sitting on the podium, like making stupid jokes and just being like a total boomer loser. And he's like, yeah. He's like, that's how, I was watching the press conference this morning because I hate myself. And I was listening to him talk, which is just like, I'd rather swan dive off a bridge into a pile of rocks. And he was like, yeah, he's like, sometimes it's good to disconnect from your phone. You know, if you got that BlackBerry in your pocket, then, you know, you're connected. It's like, BlackBerry. Okay, boomer. Like, I don't even know that they make Blackberries anymore. He's like, if you got your BlackBerry, it's like, what is it? 2004, dog? Like, you're a dehydrated owl. Like, like moisturize. You know what I mean? Whatever. Anyways. Oh my God, that guy sucks. So the dehydrated owl. So one of the guys in the audience was like, one of the guys in the audience is like, I'm a total spineless simp cock. I have a question, Owl. And Owl was like, whoo, the guy in the back. And he was like, he's like, don't you think that it's a good idea to ask private businesses to validate that people got the juice in order for people to come into their business? And the owl spun his head in like a 360-degree rotation and was like, "Whoo!" He was like, "Yeah." And then he dropped down a branch so that everybody could see him. A couple leaves like fell off the tree because it's about to be fall, whatever. And he was like, "Whoo!" And he beaked the microphone a couple of times, and then he was like, "Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That's a pretty good idea." And then the guy goes, "So, but don't you think that you didn't?" He's like, "Well, then why didn't you make us show our Excelsior Pass? Why didn't you make us show our Excelsior Pass to come in here to do this press conference, you stupid owl?" And he was like, "Who?" Like his eyes were like this. His head swiveled back around again. He went into the thing. Like he was just like, he pooped out like a mouse in one of those pellets. Like a bunch of kids in like middle school were like pulling it apart. They're like, he had a mouse. That's a Connecticut joke, but whatever. So they're just like, well, you didn't make us show our Excelsior Pass. And he like makes some stupid boomer joke like that he read on his BlackBerry. He was like Netscape. He was like, ask Jeeves. Funny jokes, I could say. And he's like, how many people in here have gotten the juice? And then like a couple people were just like, and he's like, oh, well, you know, I'm just gonna trust that everybody got the juice. And the guy was like, no, but is that literally, so you're telling private businesses to validate whether or not somebody got the juice in order to come in and buy a freaking everything bagel with creme cheese? Yet we're in here in the people's house, in the governor's, whatever, like in a official federal building with the freaking mayor or the freaking governor, literally the governor owl, and everybody has like a rat, you know, or whatever, a field mouse for him. They all come in. He's like, yeah. He's like, put the mouse in the pile. Daddy needs to eat. And you don't check the Excel. Yet you're gonna tell an $8 an hour employee at Chipotle to be like, may I see your Excelsior Pass? It's like, you're garbage, bro. It's rules for thee, but not for the owl. I hate these people. They are so stupid. They're so garbagey. Oh my God, they are the worst. It's like, dog, like find the New York City Christmas tree, go sit in it, and wait till Christmas season so we can stay out of the city for a while. And DeGarbio hunkers in and hits like a cat's on his head, like a cat jumps into the tree to get out of his head, and he's in the tree. He's like, "That's my tree." You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. You understand what's going on. The guys, I hate these people. Meanwhile, it's the highest paid governor in America, second highest paid governor in America, is Dehydrated Owl, and then DeGarbio is the second highest paid mayor in America. These people are trash. We're gonna have a parade for the frontline workers. Thanks for being our heroes. Here's a pat on the back and a ticket to the Yanks game. Here's a ticket to the ball game. By the way, take this juice or you're fired, or you lose your job forever. And they're still celebrating that. It's like, you're a garbage merchant. Who hurt you, bro? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? You know what I mean? It's like, you're literally garbage, but whatever. His daughter's like, I'm a demi-glaze. I'm a metrosexual. It's like, no one asked you, bro. That's not a thing. I only want to get intimate with people that I like. It's like, yeah, you mean every woman on earth? But okay. I'm a demi-glazed sexual. It's like, give me attention. It's like, my dad's an owl. It's like, like, start an OnlyFans. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get on TikTok. I'm a demi-glazed sexual. It's like, I'm a fluid. It's like, oh God. Like, why is that in the news? Like, who hurt you? Like, what's occurring in that? Can you imagine the gaslighting that the dehydrated owl must do to his daughters, like in the home? You know what I mean? They're like, Dad, they're like, Dad, the chicken's overcooked. And he's like, oh, is the chicken overcooked? Did you overcook the chicken? Did you make the chicken? Are you a chicken? Like, I'm an owl. Like, I live in a tree. I'm from the bird family. I'm in the bird genus. I know how to identify the chicken. And they're like, no, literally it's dry. Like, it's disgusting. And he's like, oh, is it? Oh, is it? It's like, meanwhile, they're just like, oh, like, I got to call the New York Post to tell him I'm a fluid. Like, what? They're just like, oh, I got to get out of this house. And I can't imagine. And then they're like, look, he washes a car. He's a real person. It's like, cool. Like, it costs $25 to get your car washed. This guy's like outside washing your car. That's the highest caliber thing that you could do with your day, owl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are losing their homes and they're just like, look, he washes his car. He's a real man too. And it's like, is he though? It's like, I don't know any real men that have digested pellets in their backyard, you know, that come from their actual body, but whatever. I'm an owl. It's like, Meanwhile, his ex-wife's like, peace. Like, I'm out. And he's just like, my BlackBerry. It's like, dog, you are a boomer. At least he doesn't make TikToks like freaking Gavin Newsom. That guy's a real peach. Gavin Newsom's like, BRB, I'm gonna go hide in the mountains and ski for 6 months. And they're like, it's summertime. He's like, I'm gonna ski. And it's like, oh, ski. It's like, yeah, we know what you're gonna do. Somebody said steel rods through his floppy nips. Holy Christmas. Oh my God. Multiple people on Instagram and on Facebook, collectively, there are multiple people talking about the bars, about the nip bars. So that's kind of funny. Everybody's like, yo, you're a boomer. Like, take your BlackBerry and like hit the forest because we're good. Like, we would be fine without you. Meanwhile, amongst all of this beanbaggery and gaslighting that these psychopath people do every day, what's happening right now with these landlords and this eviction moratorium from Ocasio, the most financially illiterate person in the U.S. the U.S. House of Representatives. Oh my God, she is literally clueless. Kicking Moscow Mule, kicking Jalapeno Marguerite on the rocks, salt around the rim, crushes it, destroys it. One of the best marguerites I've ever had in my life. Kicking Moscow Mule, terrible at everything else. Financially illiterate, so woke, so fresh, and so young and fresh. Just so woke and young and fresh, and the fresh ideas. So many fresh ideas. This is ridiculous. It's like, just because you say it with passion doesn't mean you're right, Ocasio. Like, yo, like, I'll have a Moscow Mule on the rocks. You know what I mean? It's like, on the rocks. Oh, it's like, dog, it's a joke. These are jokes on the live stream. Like, if you weren't completely clueless, I wouldn't say it. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll have a kicking Moscow Mule on the rocks. You know what I mean? On the rocks, but whatever. We're out of Moscow. It's like, oh God. Ocasio was the worst. You guys remember when she fought in the Civil War? Me too. I thought I was going to die. It's like, no, you didn't. But okay. I thought I was going to die. It's like, bro, okay. She's like, and then they came to save me. And she's like, I was hiding behind the door, and they thought they were behind the door. And the woman's like, and then you thought what? You thought they were going to, and she was like, It's like, okay. Yeah. And she's like, and then I thought they were going to drop an atomic bomb. It's like, what? Is that what you thought? I don't know. I thought they had an atomic bomb in there. It's like, whoa. It's like, dog, you were not even in the building, but all right. Oh my God. Like I said, though, kicking spicy jalapeno margarita on the rocks, kicking. Heck of a Moscow Mule. I'm just saying. Heck of a margarita. One of the best. Literally one of the best I've seen. Oh man. So this freaking God. Everything is so dumb. Yo, oh my God. And the thing that's so crazy about all this is like we saw the emails. We know about the efficacy of the tests. We know about the efficacy of the diapers. Fauci said himself that you don't have to wear them. There's literally not any scientific evidence to suggest that you can catch the corona clap outside, yet these psychopaths want people to wear them outside again. It's like, all right. It's just like, it blows my mind that people are so asleep at the wheel and complacent about this stuff. It's like, okay, like, I guess we'll all just bend the knee. It's like, have you guys seen what's happening in Australia? There's in other countries, I think in Germany, they banned protesting. That's not a joke. You can't protest. You can't even peaceably assemble in the street. It's illegal. And for your health, they're sending police officers out in the street to beat citizens down with freaking billy clubs and blast them with hoses in the middle of the day for their health. Okay. It's like, what? And then in Australia, which is like literally the most egregious and draconian lockdown state, I think, ever in modern history, you got helicopters flying over people telling them that they're going to send the fuzz to come and give them a ticket. They're outside playing basketball. The kid in the video, if you guys saw that video, the kid was wearing the mat. He was outside in the sun, like at a basketball court, like by himself. And they had a helicopter like, we're about to sit. It's like, bro, what is happening in Australia? That's happening to real adult human beings right now, like literally right now. And like how people can see that and be like, well, it's like, bro, I don't even understand. People fail to understand that like that's happening to people right now in the world, you know? It's like there's a lot of horrible things that happen around the world every day. The United States is by far the greatest force for good that human civilization has ever seen, this freest place the world has ever known, and the safest place in the entire world, with the exception of maybe Switzerland. And it's like, people are just like, America's bad. It's like, you're really dumb. It's like, sorry, I don't mean to be like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, you are not like of a high degree of intelligence. It's like, they're like, but what about this? And it's like, dog, you don't just like throw the baby out with the bathwater if there's like one or two bad things. It's like, I understand that we're getting better over time, but it's like, we probably have the best justice system in the world. We have the freest speech in the world. We have the freest rights to assemble in the world. We have the freest press in the world. And like, even though they're infiltrating all of these information distribution points, it's still the freest and safest place on the planet. It's the most economically prosperous place on the planet. It's the most likelihood for somebody that has nothing to succeed to great degrees. It's like, okay. It's like, how many examples do you need of people that came up from nothing and got something? I mean, for Christmas sake, Barry O grew up on the south side of Chicago or in a test tube. Who really knows? But that was a joke, whatever. But like, it's like, and this guy's the president of the United States. This dude has a $12 million mansion in Martha's Vineyard. This dude came from nothing, supposedly. But I'm just saying, it's like the guy has a $12 million man. It's like Lebron and all these jabrones. Like there's a constant thousands upon thousands of examples of people that came up from absolutely nothing that ended up doing something great because they worked hard in America. Yet America is a very bad, no good, very evil, racist place. It's like, you're really uninformed, Jack. And the thing that's so sad is that they're teaching all the kids to hate America, to hate white people. It's like they're teaching people to be racist. And it's like, here I am in the freest nation where the distribution of free thought is freer than any other nation in the world, yet I still have to say reasons instead of say the word, because if anybody hasn't already understood, I understand how an algorithm works as it relates to these technological devices. They know the words that you're saying. It can read all of the words, the captions in real time. It can read the descriptions. It can read the title. It can read the comments that you make, the comments you like, the videos you like, the things you share. They've admitted that they read what's happening in your DMs. It reads everything. So I have to say things like the juice and the unjuiced and the reason, like that. I have to say those things as a way of communicating the truth. It's you know, like you have to get it. But luckily, most people understand. So I just don't come out and get it. And as a result, it allows my information and allows my message to reach far and wide. And as a result of that, you got reels that get hundreds of thousands of views. I think my biggest one now is over 225,000 views. You got the TikTok videos that are blowing up. But it's dicey. I got a community guidelines violation on TikTok the other day because I said biological M instead of T, and it flagged me for hate speech for literally saying an actual fact. It's like, it literally is a fact. And I got flagged for hate speech. And I was like, oh, all right. It's like, I guess. But yeah, sure. Okay. So anyways, what I wanted to talk about as it relates to this eviction moratorium, that Ocasio and all of her goons they've been like on the steps of the Capitol, like, extend the moratorium on evictions. It's like, you're the worst. These people don't even understand. Hundreds of thousands, millions of people in the United States of America, I think it said 11 million people or whatever, 12 million people are behind on their rent. Bro, you've been at home all year, not spending money, not driving to work, going to work, washing your clothes at the dry cleaners, spending money on gas, brake pads, rotors, wear and tear on your car, oil changes, bus tickets, train tickets, subway tickets, Uber rides, lunches out, packed lunches, bagged lunches, coffee from Starbucks, all of those things, not to mention all the time that you've had for free this entire year. You've been collecting unemployment, full unemployment, despite the fact that you still have your job when you come back, plus $300 a week, a $15,000 a year increase in your pay just because getting greased by the government. You got multiple stimmy checks. You got checks for having kids, multiple checks for having kids. You got PPP loans where businesses got paid to pay out to employees, whether just for them to keep their job, even if they probably had no work. You've got all of this stuff going. And then on top of that, you could have worked on the side. You could have worked a side hustle. You could have worked Uber Eats. You could have worked one of those delivery services, DoorDash. You could have done any of those things. You could have learned a new skill. You could have worked on the side. You could have worked under the table. You could have sold things. You could have done any other variety of things throughout this entire year. Yet millions upon millions of people are behind on their rent still, and these psychopaths want to extend this moratorium on evictions. You know who gets punished as a result of people not having to pay their rent? The landlords. A large percentage of landlords in America are small mom and pop landlords. Your average person, your buddy's parents, someone that you know, your parents, or maybe even you. You own your home. You live in your home. You probably have a modest home. Maybe you have a home that's $150,000, $200,000, maybe $250,000, and then you have an investment home, maybe a condo, maybe an apartment that you've bought. You maybe paid $75,000, $100,000 for that condo, maybe $200,000 for that condo, whatever, or a house that you own. You're responsible for the upkeep, the lawn care, the water, the power. You're responsible for the taxes, the property taxes, the roof, the plumbing, the paint, the maintenance, the interior maintenance, the exterior maintenance. You're responsible for all those things as a requirement of being a landlord and renting out your property. Yet this entire year, you're unable to kick somebody out that lives in your apartment. And you got to sit there and you got to watch them buy a new car, sit home and do Jack Dick butt kiss all day, do nothing, not pay you, collect stimmies from the government that's been inflating the money that you have in your pocket straight out of it. And then meanwhile, you got to pay all the bills. And your average mom and pop owner own one property. And here's a newsflash to anybody that doesn't own a home. When you rent out a home, you don't make that big of a margin on a house, especially because you carry the risk of repairs. You also carry the risk of that house going down in value over time. So depending on when you bought that house and how long you've owned it and how much you put into it, if you have an apartment that you rent or a house that you rent for $1,500 a month, chances are your mortgage on that house is $1,100. So you're paying $1,100 in the mortgage, of which probably only $200 of it goes to your principal. So every month you're getting $200 towards your principal, plus maybe $500 that you're making as a result of the people renting out your apartment. That $500 times 12 months a year is only $6,000. That $6,000 could go away like that if you need a new roof. A new roof could be $7,000 to $10,000, $15,000. You got a plumbing issue. You got an issue with the septic tank. You got a pipe burst or something like that. You have to jump on it immediately. If you have to get a plumber to come to your house, it's $300 for the plumber. You need an electrician, it's $300 for the electrician. So just like that, 1 month's of rent is gone. I need a plumber to come and replace the toilet. It's $150 for the toilet. It's $100. It's $20 for the toilet seat. It's $25 for the parts, and then it's $250 for the plumber to get there. Not to mention you got to organize the plumber, get the plumber there, or orchestrate the whole thing, spend hours of your time. Your $500 for a month is wiped just like that. On top of it, you're paying interest on the money that you're borrowing, so you're losing even more. You may make $500 a month, but then when you replace the roof every 10 years, every 12 years, there's another $10,000. That's an entire year's worth of rent gone. So if somebody just doesn't pay the rent for all that time, you're covering your own rent. You lost your job. What if you made $100,000? What if you made just above the threshold where you get no stimmies? Now you're not getting any cash paid out to you because you don't qualify for any stimmy. They're deflating all of your money. You're not getting any interest on any of the money that you've been saving for your entire life. You have to invest it in something else. You have to put it in the stock market or some other thing. And then you have this property, and maybe you're in a place where the houses are going down in value. Maybe you live in a place where people are leaving, like maybe they're leaving New York State. Maybe you live in a place that is no longer desirable, and people are going to Texas and Florida and North Carolina and South Carolina where they can stretch their dollar and get a whole lot more property. So it's just like you're losing. And here you are 12 months later, and then you have psychos like Ocasio standing on the Capitol steps complaining about how nobody has money. Meanwhile, consumer goods, specifically sneakers, sportswear, and all this other garbage have been selling gangbusters. People have been spending money like it's been going out of style. I don't see these people not spending money on their cell phone. I don't see these people not spending money on their cable television, on their Netflix, on their Hulu subscriptions, on their iPhone subscriptions. I don't see people not spending money on that. They got plenty of money to spend on that. They got HBO, they got the iPhone 12, they got a new pair of sneakers. Literally, you can look at the statistics. People had all this opportunity to save money, not spend money, be conservative about the money that they make, pick up a side hustle, pick up some tasks that they could do. They didn't have to pay for home care, any variety of things. Yet at the end of all this, now they're going to complain. They want this eviction moratorium extended till the end of time. It's like these people are suffering. And to think that somehow a person that hasn't generated enough money to sustain themselves deserves to be punished less than a person that worked really hard and created economic prosperity for themselves and their family, that generated an income over a long period of time and saved it, reinvested it into property, and supported the local economy by paying for things like lawn care, property taxes, painters, electricians, plumbers, repairs to the house, things at the local Home Depot, tiles for the wall, equipment, cabinetry. I mean, think of all the economic flow that's created by the person that owns one house. On top of that, they're providing a place for somebody to live. They're taking a loan out of the bank, and they're paying the banks. They're paying money to the bank. So, and then they're paying taxes on multiple properties, and they're providing a person a place to live that they chose with their own through their own volition to go and pay for. So this person has done objectively a product and has created a product and service that people are consuming. And they took all of their time, and instead of buying a new Porsche, or instead of buying a new car, or instead of buying a new TV, or instead of buying a bigger house themselves, they decided to set that money aside so they could have an additional house so that they could create side income and cash flow for themselves, while simultaneously providing the service of a nice place to live for another person that chooses to live there as an adult from their own free will. It's like this person is creating objectively economic prosperity, yet this person deserves to suffer more than the person that hasn't done anything, than the person that makes $30,000 a year, than the person that's lazy, than the person that doesn't work really hard or build up another skill so that they can make more than $30,000 a year. Here's a newsflash. The world doesn't owe you anything. If you're out there making $30,000 a year, learn something that pays you more, dog. Just because that's how much you're paying, that's your responsibility to fix. If you're working as X job and you're like, oh, it doesn't pay, get a better job, dog. Get a better job. I hate to break it to you, but you're responsible for your own life. You're responsible for creating prosperity for yourself. Go get a better job. Go on YouTube and learn how to do something that pays you more money, dog. Don't sit there and cry because you want to work at Disney World, and I've worked at Disney World and I only make $15. I worked here for 20 years. Dog, get a better job. Get a better job. Go on YouTube and learn a skill. Drive weekend. Drive YouTube. Drive Uber Eats. The CEO of Uber, Dara Kajasowski, I butchered his name. He drove Uber Eats on camera a couple months ago in California just to see how much he would make. He made $20 an hour. $20 an hour driving for Uber Eats, dog. That's not even picking up a person. That's just picking up food. That's driving to Chipotle, grabbing a bag off of a shelf, driving it to a house, and literally people don't even answer the door. You just drop the bag on the freaking table or at the door, and then you leave and you go pick something else up. You could drive you could lease the most inexpensive car imaginable. You could lease a Toyota Yaris, a brand new Toyota Yaris, for probably $120 a month. You could buy car insurance from some jabroni like the General. You could pay $25, $30 a month for car insurance and get the minimum amount of coverage that's allowed in your state. Be careful on the road and drive your Toyota Yaris and deliver for Uber Eats, and stop being such a pansy and complaining about how you're not making much money. Work harder, bro. And it's like, I'm so sick of people being like, well, that's because not everybody thinks like that. Then stop complaining about how much money you have. You're so weak. It's like, woe is me. Like the world owes you something. Like, dog, nobody made you work at Taco Bell. Get a different job. Figure out how to move up. Make the best tacos that have ever been tacoed at the Taco Bell. Because the last time I went to a fast food restaurant, these people act like they don't even want to be there. They don't want to serve the food. I went to a freaking Boston Market one time. I basically had to make the food myself through the drive-through window. They're like, what do you want? I'm like, vegetables and freaking the broccoli, dog. The guy gives me like rice and like a bag of poop that he like found in the bathroom. I'm like, you suck at your job, dog. You suck. And I'm so sick of the excuse, like, not everybody knows how to use the computer. No, Bobby, not everybody knows how to use the computer like you. Dog, you know how I learned how to use the computer? I went on it. I just woke up, and in the nighttime, while everybody else was asleep, while everybody else that I knew was out getting drunk or smoking weed or at a party or doing whatever they were doing, going to college and learning, trashed while they burned a couch in their backyard in a helicopter, and the fire department had to come put it out. While all my friends were doing that, I was on my computer on YouTube looking up tutorials on how to build websites. I figured out how to build websites, and then I applied myself, and I worked my ass off for years to figure out a way that I could make six figures building websites from my house alone. You know how difficult that was? Nobody taught me how to do it. I took college courses when I was in high school to learn how to build websites, and they were already outdated. I was 15 years old, and I could already see that these courses were already outdated based on the fact that technology moves at such a rapid clip. By the time they were able to create course materials, create books, and get a teacher to teach the material, it was already outdated. The way that you build a website 2 years ago was how they were teaching it, and I already knew that was out of date. And I'm sitting in this class at 17 years old, like, this is tapped. I got to get out of here. I got to figure this out for myself. I went on YouTube. I figured it out. No one served it up to me. No, I had no advantages. I didn't have anything. Oh, it's because you're white. It's because I'm white. Are you sure about that? It's like, because last time I checked, there's a lot of black people. There's a lot of Mexican people. There's a lot of women. You don't think a woman wants to buy a website from another woman? You don't think a black person wants to buy a website from another black person? You don't think another person that looks like you wants to buy something from someone like you? Of course they do. You got to figure out how to optimize inside that ecosystem. It's just like, what are you talking about? Everybody's so full of complaints about how, like the world dealt them a rough hand, when the reality is you're lazy, bro. You are lazy. And everyone's just like, oh, no. It's like a basic person that understands how to write, that could literally understand how to literally write, could get a job on the internet working for a company in Germany writing English words. You could get a job online for translating English words. You know 2 languages? Translate. There's websites where you could be a translator, work remote, and probably make $20 an hour translating words and just typing them out. You could do that from a cell phone, a tablet, an inexpensive computer. For Christ's sake, you could go do it at the local college. You could do it at the library. You could create your own luck, but everybody's such a baby. Everybody's such a baby. Oh, Mo. Oh, extend my law. Like, you're not paying rent, bro. You're getting greased by the government. What are you doing? If you didn't take that lockdown period and come out learning a new skill or figuring out how to have another side hustle or bettering yourself mentally or physically, you screwed up, bro. That's your fault. And it's your fault that you're in that position. I work at such and such a job and we don't make enough. Then learn a skill. Go online just like I did in 2010 and type in how to get rich online. That's what I did. Google how to get rich online. That's what I did. And that's exactly what I proceeded to go figure out how to do. And it took me 12 years to figure out how to actually be successful at it consistently at a high scale. It took me 12 years. So get started, you chooch. It's like, what do you mean? Oh, but I've been working at Burger King since 1993. Get a different job. Get a better job. Like, the most obvious one, to me, it's like, if you're a waitress at a restaurant, go work at a better restaurant. Go work at a nicer restaurant. If you work at the diner, go get a job at the Italian restaurant. If you work at the Italian restaurant, go get a job at the nicest hotel in town. If you work at the nicest hotel in town, go get a job on yachts or at the airport or serving on a private plane or something higher. Challenge yourself for more. Stop being a victim of your own inaction. Everybody is such a spineless baby, and they just complain about how much money they don't have, when every other person that's ever made any degree of success has busted their ass because they understood that all they had to do was grind it through. Every successful person ever. And one of my favorite things that I've heard in the last 12 months is from Ryan Stewman. He's just like, people always ask me, what's the secret to success? It's not a secret. It's not hidden. It's in books. It's in magazines. It's in podcasts. It's in videos. It's on this live stream right here. The secret to success is work hard consistently forever, get better at your craft every day, and never give up. That's it. That's the secret. It's not a secret. It's point blank, out in the open. Every single successful person ever, as soon as they get successful, they can't wait to put it in a book. They can't wait to put it in a podcast. They can't wait to get on a stage and tell people about how they got successful. So listen to them. Everybody is so weak. Oh, I can't. How do I invest in the stock market? Look it up, bro. Go online. How to invest in the stock market. Well, how do I know which is the right one? I don't know. Buy a stock. Go on E-Trade. Buy a share of something. Put $23 and buy a share of something. What do you mean? Go and buy Bumble stock. Go and buy Uber stock. It's $50 a share. Go buy one share for $50 and shut up and do some research. You pansy. Oh, but not everybody has disposable income to go and give it. Okay, well, you know what? This watch right here was $100. I could afford a watch that's $1,000. That's $5,000 if I really wanted to. And I'm not trying to brag, but this is a $100 watch. I bought it from Movement. It's $100. You know why I bought a $100 watch? Because I could use that $5,000 that I would have spent on a nice watch that I would have actually liked, that would have made me feel better, that people would have been impressed by. And instead, I bought cash flow with that, and I make $100 a month from that $5,000. But instead, people go and buy the Rolex, and they're like, no. It's like, bro, you are responsible for your own situation. And it's like, I get it when you're 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, fine. But if you're 30 years old, you got no excuse. Oh, goo. And if you're older than 30, you even got less of an excuse. And I understand it's like, I have kids, I have this, I have medical bill. I get that. This is not a one size fits all approach, but the game doesn't change. There's ways to figure out ways to hustle on the side. When I was a kid, my mom used to deliver newspapers in the morning. We used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would sit in the back of her van in my car seat. I remember sitting in the car seat, or maybe not even, and we literally drove around and she delivered newspapers. And I slept in the back of the car. My mom used to clean houses for a living. We would go to a house, an old person's house, a 70, 80-year-old woman, and I would sit in the back and watch TV, and my mom would clean the house for $100. And I was like, oh, goob. But I watched TV. I watched Matlock. I watched things. And my mom made extra scratch on the side, and she busted her ass. No one handed it to her. She went and worked for it. Oh, it's like, figure it out. It's like, okay, man, deliver newspapers and the opportunity to do things remotely now is more prevalent than at any other time in human history. The ability for you to work from your cell phone, from your laptop, from a mobile location. You don't even have to deliver newspapers. You could deliver for Uber Eats and make more money than she made delivering newspapers every single day at 5 a.m. You could make more money turning on your Uber Eats app from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. and just delivering pizzas to drunk people in the middle of the night. I mean, what do you mean? And it's like, everybody is such a baby. Yet Ocasio is going to go on the steps of the Capitol with Cori Bush and all of these goons, and they're going to be like, oh, this is disgusting. The moratorium. Oh, you got the federal housing. It's like, they want people to get paid by the government in perpetuity for the rest of their life. That's what they want. They want you to get greased and gripped by the government so you get dependent on them for the rest of your life. That's what they want. It's like, okay. I see people are talking about buying my watch, bidding on the watch. Look, I'm a businessman. You want to buy this watch? I'll sell you this watch. Make me an offer for this watch. I'll ship it to you tomorrow. Do you want to buy the watch? I'm a business person. I'm not afraid of selling this watch. It's not mine. It's yours. Let me take this moment to thank you. No, I'm not left-handed. I'm right-handed. Let me take this moment to, again, thank Dead Pedal Coffee. Again, please go and check them out. Dead Pedal Coffee, dead_pedal_coffee. Go check them out. Please support them. I will be posting them in the stream. Another shout out to Dead Pedal Coffee for supporting the channel. I appreciate them. Follow them. Check them out. Use the code Bobby Sent Me on deadpedalcoffee.com. Check it out. Buy their coffee. Support the people that support the channel. If you appreciate me, I appreciate them. I would appreciate if you would check them out. Give them some love. At the very least, go and find them and follow them. So big shout out, Dead Pedal Coffee. I'll be tagging them in the video at the end, just a heads up. Another thing I want to say thank you quickly while I have a pause here. I want to thank everybody that's been buying the badges on Instagram. I appreciate you. Britt C. Wolf, thank you so much. Chooks Official, Laser Renalin 2.0, Ryan Big Ray Fozzie with the double badges, Zimpity Zimp, Rachel Senger, one Mark Cueto, 1 Jillian Kelly 3, and Leo's the Lion. Thank you guys for buying the badges on Instagram. I really appreciate it. So it's like the dependence that these people want to create, by extending this moratorium, this rent moratorium, the eviction moratorium until the end of time, just is going to hurt the landlords even more. And then think about what happens. Think about what happens as a result of the landlords not getting paid. Think about the things that they're going to allow to happen to their house. Maybe they'll get the grass cut a little bit less frequently. Maybe they won't do the repairs as quickly. Maybe if there's a broken mailbox or a chipped sidewalk, or maybe if they have to shovel the driveway this winter, maybe they won't shovel it as quickly, so it'll be a little bit more unsafe. Maybe they won't shovel the sidewalk as quickly. There's any variety of different things that happen as a result of the homeowner, the landlord, not being able to pay down their mortgage, because they're suffering just as much. And as a result of them extending this moratorium and not forcing these people to pay, people are getting behind on mortgages. You could have people that are going to foreclose. And then what's going to happen if the people foreclose on all these mortgages and foreclose on these properties? Companies like BlackRock, the largest equity group in the world, are going to scoop them all up for pennies on the dollar. And when they control the lion's share of all the real estate in America, what are they going to be able to do? Once they lock everybody in, they just raise the rates. What do they do? It's like, these people are not stupid. This is a total power shift. It's a total money grab. It's a total financial shift from the people in the middle class to the people at the top. And they're stealing the money right out of our pockets. And the thing that's so crazy about it all is they've managed to convince people like AOC, people like Ocasio, people like Cori Bush. They've been able to convince people like that it's somehow virtuous to ask for more handouts, because everybody is poor little me. Woe is me. Oh, she was complaining that her abuela was my abuela's house is covered in water. My abuela. It's like, yo, you make $180,000 a year, Ocasio, and I bet she gets paid speaking gigs all left and right. I bet she's going to get book deals where she makes millions of dollars. She probably already has them. She probably already has plenty of opportunities to get greased in any number of different directions. She has a merchandise store that supports her campaign. There's plenty of opportunity for this woman to make money in perpetuity for the rest of her life. Kick your abuela 20 grand, you psychopath. People are disgusting. Yeah, my abuela, Donnie. My abuela lives in a pineapple under the sea. It's like, yo, you're a chooch. And people are like, she's fresh and she's so fit. And then all those people are double tapping on her socialist policies on Instagram on their $1,200 iPhone in the $75 case that they got that has their stupid name on the back, and it has glitter that moves in the water when they tip it upside down. And then meanwhile, they have a subscription to freaking Netflix, to Hulu. They went to the movies last night. They just bought a new pair of shoes. They got a stimmy check and they immediately squandered it on a new pair of Nikes. These people are insane. And they're the exact same people that are asking for a handout. Like, you literally got greased by the government the entire year, yet you have nothing to show for it. Now you can't even pay your rent. All those people are going to get scrooged, and all these homeowners are going to get popped. And all the late rent and all the late payment fees and all the stuff that they've been getting screwed with, it's going to continue. Somebody says, how about the audits? You stopped trusting the plan? Yeah, I stopped trusting the plan on the 6th because I saw it with my own two eyes. And I was like, nope, it's a trap. We got blasted. And you can see in my videos, I made it more than clear. I made it more than clear how I felt at every point through this. And there's videos that I made on the 6th of January, the days following it, about what I thought was going to happen, what I thought was in front of us, and how I felt like I was doing the best that I could, and we got popped. It's like, we got goosed. I mean, I didn't get goosed. I wasn't out there. I did the best that I could with what I had. It's like, I had 1,100 followers on August 19th. Nobody cared. I did the best that I could. Hey, Bobby, you have untied a bunch of us, right? What do you mean untied? So it's like, I'm doing the best that I can. Thank you, Laura B0322 for the badge. Appreciate it. I understand that all I know is the best that I've got. All I know is what I can see in front of my face. I do the best that I can to sift through this information day in and day out. Oh, I united. Oh, nice. Thank you. United. I was like, untied. I was like, what does that even mean? Yeah, and like, this is the thing. And this is why I think that I don't want to speak for you, but I think that this is why you guys appreciate the content here. This is why I'm able to garner consistent support. This is why you guys buy the badges. This is why you guys make the Venmo donations. That's why you buy the merch. That's why you come back on all the live streams. That's why you comment on the videos and share them and repost them. It's because you understand that I'm doing the absolute best that I can to serve up my most transparent take on whatever is happening right now. I try to bring attention to things that I think are wrong. I try to bring attention to things that I think are right. I give my perspective on it, and that's it. I don't know any more than I'm trying to do, but every day I'm working really hard to try to give you guys the absolute best information that I can as quickly as I can. This is my full-time job. All I do all day is try to figure out what I'm going to talk about on here. And as a result, lately, things have been starting to take off. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but in this past 30 days, the account on Instagram has gone up by 4,000 or 5,000 likes in the last like 30 to 40 days. The views have been all increasing steadily. Excuse me. The TikTok has been picking up, which is really awesome. Even the Facebook, I had a video that went viral on Facebook a couple days ago, had 77,000 views, picked up like 500 or 600 followers from just that on Facebook. So it's interesting how all this stuff is continuing to grow, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here and supporting the channel. And like, people join the Patreon and people make donations, and it's like, it's killer. And like, the account's going up 100 people to 150 people, 200 people a day. Like, it's at 51.7 thousand followers right now, and I think at the beginning of last week it was at 50. So I just want you guys to know how much I appreciate everything that you do. I'll look at a couple comments. Joe said, so my gram made my comments weird again, so I'm gonna have to look off to the side when I read the comments. So don't think I'm like looking at something else. I'm reading the comments. I'm gonna put them right behind the screen here so I can read them. I'm sharing some stuff on Facebook. Thank you, D. Thank you, Sarah. D said, you make me feel better when I'm down and out about everything going on. I love to laugh and you never fail. Appreciate that. Thank you, Michelle. I saw Venmo just came in from Michelle. Michelle, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. So I see a couple of people are talking about Jordan Sarmo. Yeah, Jordan got the Corona clap and is currently in the hospital right now. And we're all extending our prayers and love for him. And we hope that he comes out of it okay. It seemed like he was in good spirits today. But I hope that Jordan's okay. He's definitely a great force here in the community. And you know, we've been definitely not getting as much good stuff with him down and out for the last couple of days. So I'm hoping that he feels better soon. Calais says, where are these United people talking in the after show? Signal, Telegram. So there's a Facebook group. There's a Bobby Sauce Facebook group called facebook.com/group/WeTakeNaps. I don't know. I got to put the link in my link tree. But there's a group of like 950 people that are in there. You guys can jam and chat in there. Somebody said 4 responding officers from the CAP have committed suicide. Yep, I saw that. Definitely not ideal. But this is the thing, is like, so my friend Rachel sent me a video today on CNN where they were talking about how the guy that was in the Capitol, they're saying that the suicide had nothing to do with the Capitol. So thank you, Calais, for the $5 or for the Venmo. Thank you so much. How CNN was talking about today, that it had nothing to do with what happened on the 6th, but this guy, his family said that it didn't have anything to do with it. And then she's like, the 6th was very stressful. So it's like, she literally said it had nothing to do with it and then said that it had something to do with it, like right in the same sentence. It's like, okay. Thank you, Michelle. And I don't know, how do I pronounce that? Callie Clark. Callie. Thank you so much for the Venmo. Appreciate it. Will said on Facebook, AFC is the nicest and most caring person that ever had an IQ of a pair of wet socks. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I think that she is very aware that what she's doing and the things that she's saying are counterproductive to the cause. Calais, okay. And it's like, oh, it's the 50 billion man again, trolling in the comments. If anybody on here if anybody on here is a just so you know, if anybody on here is a Facebook supporter, like I know I have some people that support on Facebook. I don't know exactly how to manage those supporters and communicate with them. It's kind of confusing. I'm a pretty technologically advanced person, but I struggle with them. If you're on here or if you're watching this and you're a Facebook supporter, please consider not being a Facebook supporter and instead being a supporter on Patreon. It's a little bit easier for me to manage. It's definitely got a better structure. And I can communicate, and I'm going to be giving people more benefits for people that join the Patreon, including like discounts on merch. And I'm going to do some things that are kind of like private chats and stuff in there. So there's some things to come. So if you're a supporter on Facebook, please consider going and joining on patreon.com/takenaps instead of on Facebook supporter. I haven't figured out how to use it yet. So just a heads up. I like funny, controversial socks. Yes. So it's like the thing that I find to be troubling about all this stuff is like the trap that's being set right now for everybody that thinks that these passports and these requirements are actually good. It's like such a trap. And everybody is just walking straight into it without even caring, without even a concern in the world. And like now they're saying, oh, we're peaking. No one's paying attention. No one's paying attention to the deaths. All they're paying attention to is cases. It's like, bro, extremely frustrating. Do you guys have any questions? I'll answer some questions if you have any questions. Somebody said, Yellow Flower Mama said, can you talk about the Center for Garbage Control not counting juice people that get COVID? So I posted an article. I posted an article in Nancy said, where's the dumpster fire? I can't see it. It's right there. So this article, yeah, Chooks is right. Yo, Z Bronkama says, dude, we're beating a dead horse. Our country has passed the point of no return. Dude, I don't like that attitude. That's a garbage attitude. So if you think that way, then yeah, give up. But I'm not giving up. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous attitude. And I don't believe that to be true ever. I'm not just going to give up because things are not looking great right now. And that's the wrong attitude to have about America. That's the wrong attitude to have about life. That's the wrong attitude to think about how the future of the world is gonna live. Oh, we're done. It's like, no, the country has not passed the point of no return. That's such a ridiculous contention. He's an antiqueef. So yeah, so the Center for Garbage Control came out in May and said that they're not going to count people that get the additional that get breakthrough queefs. They're not going to count those people. They're only going to count it if it leads to hospitalization or death. So that's why they're able to just be like, yeah. That's why they're able to say that it's a clam dam of the unjuiced. Meh. Yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah, we got a couple spare parts in here. Aren't you, bud? So Chooks makes an excellent point that I don't know the answer to, and I assume that probably there is no differentiator. But so Chooks said, go deep, full truth. How can they differentiate between the original and the new Very? Obviously, it's not possible. I don't imagine how they could. I don't see how they could do that. So it's like, I don't understand how they could differentiate. And then like if you watch for the director of the NI whatever, I don't want to say it. He's like, we have to treat this like a whole new virus. It's like, bro, we know that these tests have been goosed. They said, and they know that the tests have been goosed. I saw a bunch of people sharing that video where they literally said on the podium at the White House, I think it was a year ago, where they were just like, just so you know, even if you're on hospice and they know that you're about to die in 2 weeks, but you die and you have the Corona clap, that's a Corona clap death. They count that. So it's just like, dude, we know that that's, it's just like, but the vast majority of people don't remember that, or they don't recall that event happening, or it's buried in all the news. The news cycle is so fast. And it's like, obviously it makes perfect sense as to why people don't remember that. And like even the guy that invented the test, I've listened to Anomaly talk about this a number of times. The guy that created the test was like, this is not how you're supposed to use this test. Yet that's being used as and then like I saw today, I think it was Bill DeGarbio in New York. He said that you have to wear diapers outside again. There is no evidence to suggest that you can get anything outside. Yet people are going to wear diapers outside. It's like, you already know that it doesn't work, that the diapers don't even work, or they don't do nearly what they suggest they do. And then you're going to have them outside where they also know that there's no evidence of that being anything. Yet that's what they're saying for people to do, and they're doing it. And it's like, dude. I saw today that Reese Witherspoon sold her media company. She created a media company. It was something along the lines of like women telling stories about women. And she sold this media company to Blackstone today, or a media conglomerate owned by Blackstone. All right, I'm gonna just. All right, cool. I think I just kicked out 50 billion man, because he's annoying. If I didn't kick him out, if he comments again, I'll kick him out. So, anyways, she sold this media company today to a company owned by Blackstone for I think $870 million. So it's like you have a media company where the ability to disseminate information in your own, like with your own voice, that was gaining steam, obviously to where it was worth nearly $1 billion. And this women's network owned by Reese Witherspoon, she sells to some Disney execs and the largest private equity group on the planet. It's like, talk about more consolidation of the information flow. So you have all these shows that they're going to create that now they can just sell in their interest. And like, good on Reese Witherspoon, she just cashed out. But I read this quote from George Washington the other day where it said, "Few men have virtue to withstand the highest bidder." And it's like Reese Witherspoon's company. Reese Witherspoon is not that old. Reese Witherspoon, how old is she? She's got to be 45, 48. She's 45 years old. Reese Witherspoon is 45 years old. She objectively could have a solid 20 years where she could be the leader of this operation. They sell it for $900 million called Hello Sunshine. She could have kept this business, even if she kept it for 10 more years, and it would have been worth more than $900 million in 10 years. With the value of content that's happening these days, yet instead, she cashed out. She cashed out and sold this business out to one of the largest private equity groups in the world. And now this thing that was probably built on, quality, unique, original content that was in the right voice is just like, boop, gone. So Chooks said my business partner sold to a publicly traded entity. There's nothing wrong with that, Chooks. It's like that's not the point. Like you gotta sell to get money to do more good. Money is only going to magnify the amount of good. If Reese Witherspoon goes and creates more great content and does better things for the world, great. But my point is that she sold out of something that was obviously a huge payday. But Reese Witherspoon's already rich. Reese Witherspoon's a movie star. She already has a lot of money. So it's just like, and she married a guy that's a talent agent. Like collectively, they probably have a lot of money. So it's like, so she cashed out and sold this money and made all this money to sell to this private equity group. And like, good on her. She had to make her cash. I get it. But it's like, what is she going to do with that now? I don't know. Maybe she'll create something else good, but my point was not that she sold or that it was somehow not virtuous. My point is that this is a media source. This is a flow of information. This is a provider of info. And now those shows can be manipulated to be in the vision of what they want, the message that they want to have. And that's that. You Joust Well, sir, says buy AMC. I highly suggest that you don't buy AMC. AMC is trash. It's a trash business. I would highly not recommend that somebody buys AMC. Sable says, my boyfriend said he's going to bring you up on Timcast Super Chat soon. All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, Kathy on Facebook. Somebody said that's definitely not the sound of the mic. What's not the sound of the mic? RV Benny said, how's crypto doing? Yeah, I mean, I don't like crypto. I don't own any crypto. It's just not my thing. What's up, Scott? On Facebook. I'm hoping he sees it. You guys would be a solid short seat. Yeah, I'd love to talk to anybody. No, I'm good with that, Scott. Talk about the new. No. Why would I talk about that? No. I don't know that that's true. In fact, that's not true. That's just ridiculous. Scott on Facebook, that is not. No. It's all good, but that's not true. How's Parm to Table doing? Yeah, we made a Parm to Table shirt in the store the other day. Cut the toast, Scott. Yes. I'm so impressed that mic in front of you. So Pat says the mic in front of you looks fancier than the audio quality we are hearing. Yeah, Pat, that's because the audio for the phone is right here. This is going to Facebook and YouTube. This is not connected to my phone. I wish that it was, but it's not. I don't even know how to do that. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I've re-listened to a lot of my live streams on Instagram, and I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, I probably could do something better, but this is for Facebook and YouTube. Yeah. Scott says, sounds good on Facebook. Yeah. People said, they're trying to move to put diapers back in Florida, but they can't even do that because Santa Claus said that they can't. He made it so that they can't do that. They're trying to go against him, but ultimately the governor has more pull than these local places. So I don't know. I don't think that that's going to stick. The studio grade audio is great. Yeah. Somebody on Facebook says Bobby is the best, the real sauce. Faux show. Thank you, Nancy. Why is my live video paused? What? Why is this paused? Damn it. For some reason, my Instagram just paused. All right, am I back? All right, sorry about that. People on Instagram, can you see me again? Wow, I just got zapped. We had 110 people and it just clapped 40 people off the live stream. How, am I getting am I clear? What? Why am I getting clapped? Huh. It looks like I'm back, but it looks like my video quality is horrible. Somebody said that people were faking their juice to get into Lala. Yeah, exactly. All right, let me know if I'm back in quality. Super Nintendo resolution. It says I'm keeping pausing. Somebody says you're blurry, but I can hear you. That's annoying. All right, I'm going to try to jump back on the Wi-Fi. Hold on. Let's see if it lets me back on. All right. Son of a... All right. I think I should be clear now. Somebody said I look like a video game character from regular Nintendo. Okay. Am I back now? It looks like I'm back. It's BlackBerry quality, yes. Facebook is clear. I know that. I'm hardwired on Facebook and YouTube. All right, I'm good now. Corn Pop. All right, cool. Yeah, I was getting clapped. Jenny said your Instagram must suck. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Thank you, Jillian. I saw a Venmo come in from Jillian. She said spare parts fund. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Jillian, for the spare parts. So I see people are talking about like I don't like the whole like magnet, all that stuff. It's like, I guess, man, this is the thing. I try not to share stuff that I can't independently validate to be true. I try not to talk about things that I don't know. I try not to conspire so that you know that if I'm going to give you something that you know that I've taken the time necessary to get it to a point where it's like you can reasonably rely on it. Like, obviously I'm not perfect, but I'm doing my best. But I don't know. I just hope that people recognize the fact that I'm doing that. So it's like, oh, like I'm a magnet. Oh, it's this. It's like, I try not to talk about that type of stuff because I just don't know. Yeah. Thank you, Carlos. NYC Bus for the badge. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Your video was freezing today when I reposted it. Somebody said on YouTube. Yeah. I don't know. The debt ceiling was hit. what's next. Tim Pool's talking about today. Yeah, the debt ceiling. The thing about the debt ceiling is they're just gonna. Thank you, Amy, for the badge on Facebook, on Instagram. Appreciate it. They don't care about financial. They don't care about being fiscally responsible. They don't care about that. That's not ever their concern, and they're just going to keep extending it and spending us into oblivion forever. And the Repubs did it just like the Dems are doing it. And like I heard this quote a while back that I think is extremely accurate, and it was something along the lines of like, Republicans are just Democrats going the speed limit. And it's like Donnie printed trillions of dollars with the Federal Reserve Bank. Excuse me. It's like Janet Yellen is the director of the Treasury right now. She was keeping us at artificially low interest rates throughout the entire Obama years. And it's like these people are spending money ridiculous. And then they're like, yeah, extend the eviction moratorium, pay everybody, grease everybody forever. I saw today that the PPP loans. So there are these PPP loans that people were getting where it was they're no longer going to validate some financial level necessary for people to get PPP loans over $2 million. $2 million. So it's just like you could go out there and get a PPP loan for $2 million and they'll just give it to you. My account, I am a self-employed person. I'm self-employed, but I pay myself a salary out of my web development business. And my accountant showed me how to apply for a PPP loan. He's like, dude, get the PPP loan. If they get it to you, I was like, okay. I applied for a PPP loan. They gave me the equivalent amount proportionate to what my salary would have been. And they gave me the PPP loan. And a couple months later, 6 months, 8 months later, or whatever, they let you apply to grant the loan. So it was just a what the hell is it called? A grant. They just didn't make me pay it back. And it's like, it wasn't a lot of money. It was a couple $1,000, but it's like, that's what having an accountant does. So it's just like, imagine being one of these companies that gets $2 million in PPP loans. You literally got $2 million just greased to you by the government. It's like, okay. Elias says, are you single, no children? Yeah. Bobby, you're like a what the hell does that say? You're like a kung fu movie at the moment. Is it low quality again? I'm watching it online and it looks pretty high quality to me. That's not good that it's low again. But the point is that people are saying it's lagging now. That's annoying. The audio's still off. That's a bummer that the audio is off for everybody. I don't know what to do about that. Audio is lagged. That's annoying. Let's see if it comes back in a second. And if it doesn't come back, then I'll restart it. Some people are saying it's off. Some people are saying it's not off. Let me clear some of the apps from my phone right now, because I know like WhatsApp opened up because people were sending me WhatsApps. I mean, not WhatsApp, Venmos. All right, now my phone is cleared. Let's see if it speeds up and hooks up. People on Facebook and YouTube are like, "You're not lagging." I know it's the Instagram that's saying that it's lagged. Facebook and YouTube is sharp because it's hard coded. It's hard cabled to my to my computer. Hardwired. All right. Is the audio still up? If the audio is still off on Instagram, send me a thumbs down. If the audio is still off on Instagram, send me a thumbs down if you can. So they said it's off like 5 seconds. Eric says you're not lagging. I can hear you. All right, everybody's saying that the audio is off on Instagram. All right, I'm gonna shut the Instagram down and I'll restart it. People on Facebook and YouTube, you can stick around. I'll leave you on there, but I'm gonna close the Instagram and I'll be right back. How you guys doing on YouTube and the book? Appreciate you being here. I'm just gonna restart this stream really fast after this post. Switch to great over here. You guys got any questions? What do you guys got? What do you guys want to know on Facebook, YouTube? What do you want me to talk about? Drop me some comments in the feed here if you want me to chat about something. And I'm just gonna write this description really fast and post this video on the YouTube. I mean on Instagram. It's good to hear. Cool. I'm just going to post this really quick and then I'm going to start back over. Jenny said, why do you think there are so many breakthroughs? I don't know. I don't know. I would question the tests that are analyzing these breakthroughs. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's like, it seems all too convenient. It just seems way too convenient to me that would be the case. And I think that, it's very unlikely that we can trust most things. So that's kind of my thought on the matter. Jillian said, are you planning or currently writing a book? I'm not currently writing a book, but I would love to write a book. It just hasn't been something that I've started doing yet. But it's definitely something that I'm considering, and I would love to do that. This is the thing. I understand the game that I'm playing, okay? I understand what I need to do in order to move ahead in this operation. And to me, what I need to do is create more content. I think that is the that's the name of the game, is create as many videos as possible. Because I think that's the real value. I think the videos are the home run hit for this operation. I think that that's how I'm ultimately going to reach the most people. That's how it's going to get the most attention and the most eyeballs. That's where all the action's going to come from. I think that making more videos and making more reels and producing more content and being shared and creating shareable units is more valuable than the book initially. And I think that that's what's ultimately going to take the project further, is people seeing as much video content as they want. If I was to make a book, it would, like, think about it. If I was writing a book, how many hours a day am I going to dedicate to the book? Let's say 3 hours a day. Let's say 2 hours a day. That's 2 hours that I could be making another reel or another clip or another live stream or some other thing that people really want to consume right now. The book would be beneficial later, but I think that it would be a long-term thing. So it's just not something that I'm focusing on right now while I'm in build mode. I really think what needs to happen is I got to get this account to 100,000 followers as quickly as I can. The first 25 was hard. The second 25 was easier. Now I'm at 51. This 1,700 followers that have come since I hit 50 this week has been the fastest 1,700 I've gotten in a long time. So I'm just trying to continue that momentum to keeping it going. And I think that people really appreciate the videos. They really appreciate the shareable nuggets. And I think that people really appreciate the live streams. So I think that that's what I have to do is I have to do as many lives as I can. I think I have to chat as much as I can and be as visible as I can. Yo, what up, Tommy Vexed in the chat? What's going on, bro? I saw you were just live a second ago and I was posting my video. If you want to jump on, let me know. Feel free. But yeah, like, so what people were saying is that, or what people were asking me on Facebook and YouTube, they were asking me, like, why are you working on a book? Or if you're working on a book, you should be working on a book. And all I'm telling them is that the thing that I think makes the most sense is creating as many videos as possible, as many reels as possible, posting as many stories as possible, and doing as many live streams as possible. I think that ultimately that's the best way to reach the most people. I think that's the thing that will ultimately grow the account. And as much as I think a book would be really cool, I think that I need to focus on the things that are working. And right now, this is what the market is telling me that they want. They want videos, they want reels, they want stories, and they want lives. And that's the thing, is that that's what people are giving attention to. Jody says, Tommy Vex, love you, Gorge, but take naps is hotter. Woo-wee! Yee-yee! Let's go. Clapping cheeks. Yo. Literal cheek clapping in the Instagram chat. All right, everybody relax. Thank you, Melody. Melody on Facebook says you bring humor to a stressful time. Appreciate it. Bring Fredo on here. I love it. I wish I could bring Fredo on here. He's such a clown sneaker. This is quite a bop. What's up, Chris Medlin? What's going on? Yeah, so that's an interesting topic. Somebody said, it's been a minute I've accumulated a bag. Yo, bag accumulation. So somebody just said in the chat, laying off nurses is garbage. It's like, I found that, so I was driving back from the gym today. And I'm like, I can't believe that they're threatening to fire these nurses. I can't believe that they're threatening to fire the frontline workers. It's like, bro, they're threatening to fire the frontline workers that were the heroes that they're like celebrating. They're doing parades in the street. The fire trucks were driving. People are clamoring and hitting pots and pans outside their window, and everybody's celebrating them. And now they're like, even though you went through the whole clam dem and didn't freaking and ended up making it out on the other side, and we called you heroes and we gave you tickets to the baseball game and all this other stuff, now you got to do this, so we'll fire you. We'll fire you from the job that you worked your whole life to get. You were a hero 2 months ago, and now you're garbage. Somebody said Tommy just gave a Braveheart style speech. I love it. I hope he posted it. I'll watch it after. Jenny said, I saw that threatening the frontline workers. Yeah. So it's like people don't care what's going on. And it's like, I just find it so sad and tragic that people are like, we're celebrating all these people and thanking them, and now no one cares when this stuff happens. And the thing that blows my mind about all this stuff is like how much the kids are suffering as a result of all these rules. That's the thing that kills me the most, is like, I don't even have kids. I don't even have kids. I don't have any kids that are in school. But to think that these kids are sitting in school wearing diapers all day, when I think about what school meant to me, when I was in high school, middle school, elementary school, the only thing that I cared about was social interaction and social development. That's all I cared about. When I was in elementary school, it was like, who's going to play soccer at recess? Who are we going to sit with at lunch? Like, what's going to be the conversation of the day? It's all about social development, and it's provided me so much more value in life than any of the book stuff that I did. It was all about the social development. In middle school, it's like, who are you going to hold hands with on the playground? Like, what high school are you going to go to? It was all about clothes and like, what clothes are you wearing? And then like chatting with each other and planning sleepovers and parties and stuff like that, where we're going to go to this person's house on the weekend. That was what it was all about. And like integrating with the females or with people that you're interested in. Then high school, freshman year of high school is like, try not to get your butt kicked. Try not to get hassled by the seniors. Try to like fit in an unfair world where you're the underdog. It teaches you a lot about life, because you just were the king of the castle in 8th grade for 4 years or in 8th grade, and now you're with a lot of people that are a lot bigger than you. It forces you to grow up. All that social interaction. Then your sophomore year, it's like you finally start dating people. You start hooking up with people, stuff like that, and you're exploring your life. If you're wearing a diaper all day and you can't have those interactions, you can't go to the dance, you can't talk at lunch, you can't see somebody smile, how are you supposed to socially develop? How are you supposed to interact with other people? How are you supposed to meet your girlfriend, your boyfriend? How are you supposed to, like, how does that stuff work? Then it's like on the weekends, it's like, where's the party at? What's the football game we're going to? And it's like, you can't go to the football game, you can't go to the basketball game, you can't interact with the sports. It's like, imagine how horrible that's got to be for the kids. I can't even imagine. It's like, I'm so thankful that it happened now when I'm like later in life. If this happened to me when I was 21, I'd be freaking out. Like right when you want to go out and partying and living your life and interacting, and they're like, you have to stay home with a diaper on. Imagine if it was your senior year in high school. Imagine if it was your freshman year of college. What a disaster. Imagine it was 5th grade. In 5th grade, that was like the thing. 5th grade was like rock out. Thanks, Gavin, for the Venmo. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I didn't see the comment, but it said, all I have room to give, but you're on point tonight. God bless. Thanks so much, Gavin. I appreciate that. Hey, man, every dollar counts. I appreciate it. Any amount. It's like I'm more than humbled by that. So thank you so much. You don't have to explain it. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, but the thing is like the thing that just kills me about all this stuff, like I've said, is just that the kids are the ones that are suffering the most from this. And I can't imagine being a senior in high school right now or a junior in high school, going to school and wearing a diaper all day and then watching people go to Lollapalooza with no diaper on outside, 100,000 people sweating on each other, talking to each other, yelling. And then you got to go to school in a room with 25 people in a room that's 2,000 square feet or whatever, and you got to wear a diaper 6 feet away from anybody all day long and breathe your hot breath all day. It's tragic. It's not science. It's complete garbage, and it's trash. And it's so unfair to these kids. It's so unfair to these young kids. these people are sick in the head. And it's like they literally were like, get the juice and you won't have to wear your diaper anymore. And now they're like, oh, you gotta wear the diaper forever and you could be passing it on and you're a super. It's like, rah! It's like we did what you said, and now this, it's just like, I just find it very sad that more people don't realize. And like, this is the thing that I've brought up multiple times, is like, what absolutely blows my mind is that more people don't realize what's happening as they put a cloth diaper on their face to walk down the street outside in nature. In nature. It's like if they can put a diaper over your breathing hole and make you wear it all day with your 2-year-old child, what else could they do? It's like, I mean, I can't imagine something being that much more invasive than that. Oh, you have to take this juice or you're fired. You're ostracized from society. Meanwhile, you got to cover your breathing hole with a homemade piece of cotton from your house. It's disgusting. It's like, it just, to me, it's a flex. I think it's a flex. I think that they understand that if they can make you do this, that they can make you do anything. And I personally think it's a flex. I think that they're just like, look, we forced them to get the juice. We're going to force them to get the third juice. We're going to force them to wear these diapers, even though there's no scientific. We got emails that prove it. You got science that proves it. You got 15,000 doctors signing the Great Barrington Declaration. You got all of them signing that. You got people trying to sound the alarm like Russell Sarasky online. You got people talking about the actual facts of what's going on with these diapers. You got Fauci himself, the emperor, the Lord and Savior of the entire planet, their leader, their fearless leader, their magazine can't throw a pitch, garbage merchant Weeble, leading them off a cliff. In the guy's own words, he said it's a farce. The guy's a literal flip-flop. He's a flippity-floppity. The guy can't get his own story straight about his own garbage. The guy's been doing it for 40 years. He's the highest paid government employee in the entire United States. The guy changes his mind every 2 weeks. The guy lies point blank, gaslights the entire country, and people are continuing to listen to this guy. It's like, what is wrong with you? It's like, are you paying attention, bro? Like, I don't even understand how people could be so unaware. It's sad. Will said on Facebook, Fauci loves to be famous. Of course, they all love it. Rachel Walensky, the head of the Center for Garbage Control, you think she doesn't love being on TV every day? You don't think Cuomo, you don't think the dehydrated owl loves a camera pointed at the branch that he lives on? You don't think he loves that? Guy loves it. You don't think Chris Cuomo, Fredo, you don't think he loves it that everybody's scared of this thing and the people come up to him probably in public? Thanks, Fredo. You did such a great report last night. You don't think Don Lemon is? You don't think Don Lime is sitting on the rim of a strong drink, just being a lime, loving that people are celebrating him? He loves it. They love it. They love the attention. You don't think Anderson Pooper wakes up and gets off on the fact that everybody is afraid watching him be a pooper on national TV? Pooper loves it. Clown News Network, they love it. Jake Tapper, the king of truth. You don't think Tapper loves it? Of course. You don't think Lori Lightfoot loves rubbing elbows with celebrities at these events? Lori Lightfoot looked like a 14-year-old teenager. She looked like a clown sneaker. She looked like the sneaker of an infant clown. It's like, this lady is terrible at her job. And she loves being in pictures with celebrities. Then you got Muriel Bowser, the mayor of Washington, D.C., taking pictures with no diaper on with Dave Chappelle. You don't think she loves being next to Dave Chappelle? You don't think they like exerting that power and people celebrating them and talking about how great they are? Because they understand that attention is branding. They understand that attention is branding. Attention is visibility, and people don't forget a face. And they understand that if they can put their face in as many places as possible while they got the limelight, it'll raise their stock. Stock, attention, that builds equity in your likeness, that builds book deals, that builds TV spots, that builds speaking engagements, that builds political points, that builds political clout, that builds visibility, that builds access. They understand that the more people see them, the more valuable they become as an entity. They understand that no press is bad press. They understand that visibility is the name of the game in politics. They understand that visibility is the name of the game in raising money. They understand that visibility is the name of the game in branding. They understand that visibility will lead to more money. Bill DeGarbio, the garbage mayor of New York City, the tallest mayor in New York City history, the most garbage person in the city of New York, Bill DeGarbaggio, paid $3 million. They were paying $3 million of taxpayer money during the Clam Dem for his wife to make YouTube videos of her showing people how to make cookies. Look it up. Look it up. My first viral video, the one that really put my account on the map, was when they spent $3 million of taxpayer dollars in the city of New York to produce professional grade cookie making videos with his wife, who is not a cook, who is not a chef, who probably doesn't even know how to make a decent cookie. Yet they paid millions of dollars to professionally produce high definition 1080p 4K video with multiple camera angles of her eating cookies and going, this is such a yummy cookie. Yum. Are you guys enjoying the Clam Dem? Make a yummy cookie. Shut up. You're a garbage person. $3 million? $3 million. And you know why they spent $3 million so that she can make those cookie videos? Because they understand that sooner or later, this clown sneaker is not going to be the mayor of New York. Sooner or later, this guy is not going to have 24/7 visibility when he wants to do a press conference and act like a boomer loser on TV and make stupid jokes about Slick Rick, like he even knew who Slick Rick was before yesterday. This guy is a sneaker of a clown, boomer loser, skyscraping loser, garbage mayor, gaslighting mayor, clown. And this guy is he understands that by paying $3 million of taxpayer videos to get Chirlane McCray's face out there, that he's building her stock. He's building her brand. He's building the Chirlane McCray brand so that when she makes YouTube videos after he's out of office, she already is recognizable. Oh, she made a heck of a chocolate chip cookie. It's like, no. So it's just like they understand that they're just building clout. He knows that her visibility raises her stock. So he'll do anything and spend all of the taxpayer money to get her clout. She's been described as Bill's closest advisor, and she chairs the mayor's fund to advance New York City and leads Thrive NYC. She's literally an activist and a writer. Where in there does it say anything about making cookies? You know how many chefs were down on their luck that got their restaurants clapped? You know how many professional chefs had businesses and bakeries in the city of New York that could have made those videos, that would have paid money to produce those videos themselves just for the clout, just for the attention that the official government account would put it out? You know how many professional bakers would have come up with better recipes than Chirlane McCray, a writer, editor, activist, clown shoe? You know how many people would have made better cookies than Chirlane McCray? Bakers that would have begged for the opportunity to be featured in those videos. They could have had 50 times as many videos made professionally for free by real bakers, and they would have had much more content. But instead, this psychopath loser has his stupid wife making cookies on TV, making cookies on YouTube for $3 million, when professional bakers that own bakeries in the city would have been in there, would have made them for free. And they blasted $3 million of taxpayer money that could have gone to anybody. But no. I'm looking on her Wikipedia page right now. She published an essay in Essence magazine in 1979 entitled "I Am a Lesbian." Cool. Cool. Listen to this. Thrive NYC. Thrive NYC. The supposed office that she leads. These people are disgusting. The more you look into this stuff, the more it makes me sick. Thrive New York City, that she's the head of. She led the launch of it, a plan to overhaul the city's mental health and substance abuse services. Oh my God. Thrive NYC drew harsh criticism over allegations of mismanagement and accusations that it had failed to produce records of tangible results. As of March 2019, $850 million in funding for her mental health program was unaccounted for. And the program was on track to spend $1 billion over 5 years. And the Bronx councilman criticized Thrive NYC, stating that there was no evidence that it's working. $850 million. These people are disgusting. $850 million. Do you honestly think that the mental health situation in New York City is any better now than it was 3 years ago? Are you joking me? Their daughter has mental health issues. $850 million. That's the thing that's so heavy about this game, is that like you're like, yo, like every day I look at this stuff and I'm like, can it get more obvious? Like I've said a bunch of times on these streams, I used to pay attention to this stuff 3-4 hours a day. Now I do it for like 10 hours a day, 6 days, 7 days a week, like at least 6. I do 60 hours a week of paying attention to this stuff now, and I used to do probably like 40, maybe 4 times 5, 20. When you go from 20 hours a week to 60 hours a week of paying attention to something, you motor through an understanding of what's going on at 3 times the rate. So it's like after 4 weeks paying attention at 60 hours a week, I'm at the same position that it would have taken me 3 months to build, paying attention 2 to 3 hours a day. And it's like, when that happens and you're so far ahead of like your average person because they don't have time to do it, because they got to go work their job and take care of their kids and do all this stuff. When you see 60 hours a week of it, you're like, oh my God, it's so deep. It's so obvious. And these people get away with murder. Chuk says it's my full-time, bro. Full-time job. Is it? That's what's up. I saw that in the EU, Faisal is jacking up the prices of the juice. Imagine the entire public being forced to consume your product and then just jacking it up after taxpayer dollars paid for you to create it in the first place. Somebody said, yo, are you ready for unrest if shit hits the fan? Do you think we're on the brink? I mean, I don't know. I don't know that we're on the brink, so to speak, but I certainly think that being prepared to some degree is obviously a good idea. But, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a good idea to have at least a week's worth of food, a couple weeks worth of food and water. I mean, I think that's the most basic. Probably isn't a bad idea to have a gun and some ammunition. Somebody said it's different because you're in Florida. Yeah, Florida is awesome. Somebody says, do you think Donnie will be reinstated? No. 10+ days sauce minimum. Yeah, I think that that's a good idea. I mean, I think you should probably have 2 weeks, a month's worth if you could. I mean, human beings are incredibly resilient. Like you wouldn't starve to death if you had like 7 days worth of food and you had to stretch it. Like you wouldn't starve to death. You could last. But I mean, obviously that's not ideal. So it would definitely be a good idea to have at least a couple weeks worth of food. I got 2 guns. It does bother me when people will slide into my DMs and ask me for articles and stuff. They're like, "Oh, can you send me the article for that?" It's like, bro, look it up. Like, no, use Google, use DuckDuckGo. Like, what do you mean? They're like, "Can you send me the link to the article?" I'm like, bro, like, there's like 500 to 600 DMs come into my inbox every day on Instagram alone, not even including Facebook, YouTube, and Facebook and TikTok. So it's like, if you have my attention for 10 seconds, 30 seconds, because I read almost every single message that comes in, it's like, you're going to ask me for a link to an article that you could have looked up in 5 seconds. It's like, you suck. Like, I'm sorry, but it's like, bro, have some respect for the time, you know? Thank you, Mary, for the Venmo. Mary Catherine, appreciate you. Thank you so much for the Venmo. Thank you so much. John said learning wild edible plants is very useful when famine comes. Yeah, I mean, not if you live in a freaking city, though. I haven't seen any wild edible plants in my nearby city.
Fusing different disparate sounds and styles. This is Pure Fuzz. Launch your
Look it up. Exactly. Yeah, people. Yeah, no, people are right. People are right in the comments on Instagram right now. It's like they don't even want to look it up. It's like, see, but that's the thing is that, and like what I named the live stream on, so on Facebook and YouTube, I have to name the live streams before I put them up. And then usually I try to keep that live stream title so that people that watch on Instagram can watch the same video online if they want on YouTube or Facebook, just for organizational purposes. And so I called this one "We're Sitting Ducks." And the point is that if more people are not aware of how easy it is for them to manipulate us, we're just sitting ducks. It's like they could just come out and be like, lock it up, and like just like that, everybody's business is destroyed again. And even though we know what happens with that, it's like we know what's happening with that. We know that the information is readily available. We know that sources like wearechange.org, Breitbart, Ron Paul Liberty Report, every once in a while Drudge, the Daily Wire, we know that these websites, the Epic Times, we know that these websites are out here providing a different perspective, and yet people watch CNN. And it's like, bro, we are sitting ducks. It's like, if they can get you to put a diaper on a 2-year-old's face, what can't they get you to do? You're going to send your 4-year-old to daycare in a face diaper all day? Are you out of your mind? It's like, what? Thank you, Dan, for the generous Venmo. I appreciate that so much. Big thank you to Dan. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much if you're on here. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. That was very generous. Thank you so much. Yeah. Danielle said, I feel like more people are waking up every day. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the problem is that people don't want to know, because they understand that whatever the general consensus is the easiest path to social acceptance. You don't want to be the guy or gal or they or Z or Zer or whatever at the party or at the gathering or at the social spot or at the conversation or at the birthday party or at the interaction, being the person that's got to be like, yo, did you know that diaper's not doing something? And then they're like, well, how do you know? You're not a doctor. You know, nobody wants to be on the other side of the socially acceptable position. Nobody wants to be on the other side of the conversation. Nobody wants to be not on the team. People are tribal. There's a really great book by Sebastian Junger called Tribe, and it talks about how people inherently want to be part of a group. They want to be part of a tribe. They want to be on the winning team. They want to be in the squad, which is why young, impressionable boys that grow up without a strong father figure in inner cities end up in gangs, because they want to be on a team. They want to know that people got their back. They want to be in a tribe. So when they don't have a father figure that shows them what it's like to have somebody that's got your back, they find that father figure in a gang. They find that father figure in a group of other men that will have their back, that will teach them lessons, that will teach them how to defend themselves, how to protect themselves. They want to be part of the tribe, where we are tribal. Our nature, our human essence craves the tribe. So nobody wants to be on the opposite side of the tribe. Nobody wants to be the person that some idiot like Chris Cuomo can say, oh, that guy's stupid because he's not wearing his diaper and getting his government juice shoved straight into his anus and then twisted around sideways and blasted up his dirt star. It's like, bro, it's like Chris Cuomo is a garbage merchant. Chris Cuomo is a peddler of actual garbage. This guy should be ashamed of himself. This guy is a clown shoe. He is the sneaker of an out-of-work, unemployed, depressed clown. He's a smudged clown shoe. If you were to go into the clown locker room and find the smudgiest, kersmudgeoned clown shoe, it would be in Cuomo's locker. And Don Lime would be right next to him like, the greatest threat to our existence is white men. And then his white husband is like, come on, Don. And he's like, Lime showing up for duty. It's like, you're a clown. These people are merchants of trash. Lights Herald sneakers of a clown. Hi, I'm Don Lime. Welcome to Don Lime Tonight. I'm going to pal around with my boy Fredo. Hey, Fredo, do you think people are stupid if they don't agree with us? So stupid. Insane. They shouldn't be allowed to go to the grocery store. Shut up, Don Lime. Get on the rim of my margarita, you frickin' lime. Hi, I'm Don Lime, and this is Virtue Signal Tonight on the Clown News Network. I know there's only 4 of you watching. Ha ha ha. Look at my stupid dogs on my stupid Instagram. Shut up, Don Lime. You're not relatable. He posts stories to his Instagram story that are like, Don Lime, Slay Queen. It's like it's like Lime. Like you're a suck on humanity, you know? Hi, I'm Don Lime. Hey guys, I hate to break the bad news, but I'm changing the name of there's going to be a big change. It's no longer going to be Don Lime Tonight. Instead, it's called Tonight with Don Lime, a rebrand. You're a clown. You're a clown. Like, please resign from clown college, Don Lime, because you just failed out. You and Shirlane McRae should go make some tag along cookies. You guys are a joke. Hi, I'm Don Lime. Don Lime tonight. Brian Joe said on Facebook, Brian Stelter is the king of clown shoes. Facts. Lytero facts. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Don Lime. Don Lime, king of the chooches. I'm going to go to clownnewsnetwork.com right now. I love looking at their articles. It's like free content. What's up, Julie from Wisconsin? Will on Facebook said Brian Stelter is a toe that wears a shoe, wears a suit. That's pretty funny. A toe that wears a suit. Oh my God. A toe that wears a suit. That's pretty funny. The articles that are on CNN right now are hilarious. It says, minivans are making a huge comeback. Here's why. Why? Imagine going to journalism school to work at Clown News Network and write an article about why minivans are making a huge comeback. Maybe you don't think minivans are cool. It wouldn't be surprising, as they've been seen as uncool in the past. Okay, why are they... Oh, here's the big reveal, guys. Here's the big reveal. Here's why minivans are coming back. Because they're practical for families. Wow. Hard hitting. Wow. You mean you can carry multiple people in it? Wow, CNN. Wow. They're practical for a family. Wow. Tell me something that I don't know. Hi, I'm Don Lime. This is the stupidest article I've ever seen. The Kia Carnival has reclining seats in the back. Cool, dude. Hi, I'm Don Lime. I have a Chrysler Pacifica. Okay. Who's out here not buying minivans when they have kids? Like, what are they buying? Are they buying a Porsche? People think minivans are cool now. It's like, do they? That guy got paid to write that article, you know? He's like, they're like, Javier, are you working on that minivan piece? He's like, yeah. They're like, cool. We're going to literally put it on the front page of clownnewsnetwork.com. It's going to be the second article. It's literally the second article. Minivans are making a comeback. Are they, though? Are they, though? I don't think they are. I think that those minivan companies paid for that. Oh, what's up, Anna? If you look at the articles on CNN right now, you can see their political bias so clearly. It literally says, what's next for struggling renters now that the eviction ban has expired? Thank you, Anna, for the badge. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. What's next for struggling renters? How about struggling landlords, you clowns? Then the next article, this Las Vegas mom of 3 could be kicked out of her home at any time. Maybe she should pay the rent. Maybe this Las Vegas mom of 3 should take the literal stimmy bucks that she just got from Joe and all the unemployment bucks that she's been getting and all this cash that she's been getting, and she should pay her rent. She was a card dealer in Vegas when COVID, oh shit, I said it. when the clap forced the casinos to shut down. She's had a few temporary positions since, but has not had enough to pay to keep up with rent. She's 32 years old and she's pawned most of her furniture for cash. Her apartment is a bare save for a small sofa in the living room and a television. She sleeps on the floor in the larger bedroom. Bro, she has 3 kids. She has 3 kids and she sleeps on the floor. It's like, bro, I mean, like, you decided to have kids, dude. You decided to not only have 1 kid, but you decided to have 3 kids. That's a decision. I'm sorry, but you decided to have 3 kids. You decided to work as a card dealer. I don't know how much money a card dealer makes in Vegas, but there's probably a lot of jobs for card dealer. Card dealer Vegas. How much does a card dealer make? A card dealer makes $38,500 as an average card dealer in Las Vegas. $38,500. Dog. Maybe you should have developed another skill. Like, I'm sorry, dog, but what do you want from me? $38,500 for card dealing? Maybe you should do a different job where you make more money than that. Like, what are you doing? That's not enough. She lives in Vegas. Okay. There's a lot of inexpensive places to live in Vegas. I don't know. Some Vegas card dealers can make up to $60,000. What else does it say? She has 3 daughters. She's months behind on rent. She has an eviction notice in the drawer in her kitchen. She's had a few temporary possessions since. So when the doors closed for card dealers in Vegas, that was a year ago. They've been open for months. The card dealers are back on the floor. The Vegas casinos have been open for months. What did she do? I mean, it's like, what are we doing? This is such a sad story. Thank you, Sandra, for the Venmo. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sandra. It's like this article doesn't say anything. Kelly, this same woman that's in this article, said she once made as much as $5,600 a night in tips working at a card table near the Vegas Strip. And now she relies on food stamps, unemployment, and $100 payments for her blood plasma as often as she can. She made $5,600 a night one time in tips at a card table. Okay, let's assume that you made $5,600 a night. Let's say you did that 10 times in a year. That's $56,000 in 10 nights. 10 nights. So if you're making a salary of $40,000 a year and you're making $56,000 extra on the side, where's your money at, Kelly? What did you do with it? What did you do with your $56,000, bro? Like, if you made 56 clams a night, which is more money than 99% of the country makes in a freaking month, what did you do with that money? If she made $5,600 a night, 100 nights in a year, that's $560,000, which puts her in the top 1% of all earners on the planet. If she did that 100 times in a year. It's like, okay, well, what about the night she didn't make $5,600? Let's say that she made $2,000 a night 50 times. That's 100 stacks. That's 100 stacks plus your salary. That's $130. That's $130,000 a year divided by 52 weeks. That's $2,500 a week. How much is rent a month? I mean, you're telling me this lady's making 10 clams a month and she can't figure out how to have a mattress? What do you mean? When you made $5,600 a night, where'd your mattress go? Why are you sleeping on the floor? You can't sell a mattress. It's illegal to sell a mattress. Why do you not have a mattress? You were making 100 racks. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm so sick of these articles. Oh, she has a GoFundMe account. She raised $66,000 on her GoFundMe account. Where's your bet at? Like, what are you doing? Bro, I can't stand these people. Oh, she sleeps on the floor. Bro, No one said that you had to have 3 kids. Nobody said that when you were making 5,600 clams in one night, maybe you should put that money aside, Kelly. I'm not trying to be mean, but for Christ's sake, $5,600 is more than 99% of American citizens make in a month, and she made it in one night. And now, because of the shutdown, all of a sudden her money is gone. Give me a break. Plenty of people worked during the clam dam. Plenty of people worked. People still drove cars. People still worked at the airport. All the airports kept flying. There's a huge airport. There's an international airport in Las Vegas. Go work at McCarran. What do you mean? It's like these people are so, like, everybody is such a baby. And then CNN's like, oh, she has to hug her kids and ask if it'll be okay. This woman just raised $66,000 on GoFundMe. Like, what are you talking about? And where's that $66,000 going to go? How much you want to bet she has an iPhone? Give me a break. This woman might lose her house. I feel bad that she might lose her house, but has anybody ever considered that it might be kind of your own fault? She could be kicked out of her home at any time. Well, then make a deal with your landlord, dude. She has time to sit with CNN and give this interview. Why aren't you at work, Kelly? She has car payments, which means that she financed her car or leased her car. Take the bus. Sell the car. You're sleeping on the floor. Sell the car. If you don't have a job, why do you have a car? You're making payments on the car. Like, what are we talking about? It's like you don't even have to you don't have to be a genius to look into this. She's got all that. She's on food stamps. She's collecting money in unemployment. She's collecting a child tax credit. She's made $5,600 in a night. She's got car payments and an apartment. She's got 3 kids. Where's the dad at? Where's the savings at? Where's the job? Why do you not have a job? Why are you making car payments? Like, what the hell? People are like, that's mean. That's mean. It's like, is it though? Like, I don't have a car payment. I have money in the bank, but I don't have a car payment. You know why? Because I paid it off quickly. Because when I got my $5,600 in one night, I would have knocked that car payment down. But no, poor her. Woe is me. And like, I get it. Everybody got shut down, but like, dog, figure it out. But okay. I wonder if there's some more articles on here about that. And then there's an article. There's an article on CNN that says, man's last text, I should have gotten the damn juice. Jessica Dupree's talks with John Berman about her 39-year-old fiance who died from the corona clap. She discusses why they didn't get the juice and how she thinks that the shot could have saved the father of her kids. And they're going to tell you, they're going to try to convince you that the last text message that this guy sent to his wife and children is, I should have gotten the damn juice, and then he just dies. Yeah. Okay, dude. That is the dumbest. Who believes that? I should have just Okay, dude. That was his last text. Not like, I love you, honey. He was like, should have gotten the dang juice. Call up Pfizer and tell him I'm sorry. It's like, all right, dude. Okay. Yeah. He didn't tell her he loved her. He just was like, should have gotten the juice. Come on, bro. Maybe, but okay. Maybe, but probably not. Angel Exo Baby says just left a school board meeting where they mandated diapers again, and the board called the police. Where? Where? What city? What a disaster! And look, this is the thing. I'm not telling people not to get the juice. I'm sure the juice is fine. Okay, it's probably fine. I know plenty of people that have gotten it. I'm sure it's fine. But I don't think that you should have to be forced to take it or lose your job. I'm not saying don't take it. If you want to take it, take it. I get it. Live your life. But it just seems preposterous to me that you're going to take your frontline heroes and fire them if they don't do it. And then you got companies like Disney, all these other big companies mandating it. It's tragic. Mandated to go to college. 18-year-old kids got to get it to go to college. Sick, man. Wallingford, Pennsylvania, outside of Philly. Yeah, that's great. Bye, Kathy. See you later on Facebook. John on Facebook says, my daughter was injured by some juice. I believe in a healthy diet, strong immune system. Danielle says, the more they try to force and bribe people, the further I back away into the hell nah zone. I feel that. Look, and like I said, I'm sure it's probably good for some people. Like, I get it. But I don't think that you need to be forcing it on people, but whatever. Tina said on Facebook, so many people have died from the juice. Yeah. Certainly possible. The world is trash. I agree. Joe's offering $100 if you get it now. Yeah. Why is that not surprising? All I know is that the pre-existing comorbidities, the facts came out back earlier in the year, whereas the average age of death was like 79 years old. The average age of death was 79. The life expectancy in the United States is like 78. And then on top of that, so the average age of death is like 78 or 79 years old. The average person had 2.5 pre-existing comorbidities. On top of all that, we know that people that just died with it instead of from it. So they could have died from a car accident or any other variety of things that could have been on hospice. So all those numbers are gassed. We know that the tests have not been validated to even be able to calculate what's the true nature of them, that they give false positives. So it's like, you can't trust the tests. You can't trust the numbers. You know that they were financially incentivized to say that people died. The fluzels just disappeared. Melody on Facebook, what happened to the fluzel? Fluzels just disappeared off the face of the planet out of nowhere. Okay. On top of that, they fearmonger every person to convince them to go to the hospital. People that go to the hospital for unrelated things are getting tested. They're doing tests left and right. And then it's like, then they got all these stories. They're trying to convince you by bribing you with unhealthy food. They lock up gyms, the ability for you to exercise. They don't talk at all about being healthy. Then Fauci's emails come out where him talking about they don't do anything, that it's just a virtue signal. No one cares about that. They come out with the gain of function as made evident by Rand Paul. No one cares about that. That they literally manufactured it. The freaking lab, the lab in the Wu, burned down mysteriously a couple weeks after it started. China was the only country in the world that actually saw economic prosperity during all of the lockdowns. There was people out there partying on New Year's Eve, raging. The juice that they're giving people in the United States, they don't even give to people in China. They don't even give it to them. Okay. Get a donut. Get your free donut. Go to a concert with Bill de Blasio. Go see Slick Rick. Go see Slick Rick with Bill de Blasio in the park. I'm all set, dude. It's going to be the best concert ever. Shut up, Bill. You wouldn't know a good concert if it was stuffed into your anus. Who thinks Bill DeGarbio is in any way qualified to validate what's good hip hop or not? Now, I do believe the KRS-One and Slick Rick are great hip hop, but de Blasio's a garbage merchant. He doesn't know anything. Isn't this the best concert ever? Shut up, Bill. Go have an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie from Shirlane. You're a garbage merchant. You're the clown of an actual shoe. You're the shoe. Yeah, you're the clown of a shoe. You're a clown shoe. You're the shoe of a clown. Freaking clown shoes, Jack. There was a 102-year-old woman that survived the clap twice. 100 years old. Donnie is 78 years old and out of shape. Drinks Coca-Cola and eats French fries and cheeseburgers and KFC every day. Tani got it. Good. Couple days. Freaking what's his guts got it. Freaking Chris Christie, who is morbidly obese, got it. No problem. Rudy Giuliani got it. Old, extremely old. No problem. 102-year-old woman survived it twice. But you're going to lead me to believe that this guy, this 39-year-old guy, was like, I should have got it. Maybe, dude. Maybe. Finish the rest of the story. Yeah. Have your donut. Go to Panera and get a free bagel, but no spread. Want a dry bagel? No, I'm freaking good, dude. Want some free chicken soup? There's just no soup in it. It's just chicken and a noodle in a dry bowl. The broth is extra. It's like Panera is the Chris Christie of restaurants. Somebody called Melody called him O'Brien. That's pretty funny. CNN. What's next for struggling renters now that the eviction ban has expired? Go back to work. That's what's next for struggling renters. Go to work. Even though more than 3 million people said they were likely to be evicted within the next 2 months, nearly 5 million renters won't be able to pay August rent. Yeah, they can't pay August rent. Meanwhile, they've been selling Nike shoes, gangbusters. Hey, CNN, stop playing your garbage video on my thing here. Son of a fucking trash CNN website won't even let me read this garbage article without playing their garbage video. No one likes your content. It's a cool song. Dan said, what was the first thing that made you start questioning what was going on at the start of this? The first thing that made me question what was going on with what? Dude, the government is not trustworthy the vast majority of the time. If you pay attention to how the government behaves over long periods of time, you know to not trust 95% of the stuff they say. Let me remind you, after 9/11, okay? After 9/11, the official story for how they helped to identify the people that were on the planes was that an ID fell out of one of the planes and landed fully intact in the frickin' street in New York City, and they found it. Have you ever known anything to just fly out of a window of an airplane? Are you stupid? You know what I mean? It's like they had the audacity to be like, oh, one of their IDs flew out of the window before they crashed and everything burned, including all the people in the building and everything. But their ID flew out of the plane and freaking landed on the street down below, and then they found it. Are you joking me? That was one of the times where I was like, wow. That was one of the things that I was like, that is the most egregious lie I ever heard in my life. Also, I'm going to look this up because I want to get the name right now. Okay, here it is. Let's see. Bro. Here it says. Okay. Where is that article? I got to see if I can find it. Yeah, somebody said building 7. Exactly. Pull it. Yeah, pull it. And then we told them to pull it. Yeah, pull it. Meanwhile, they got, look, if you need any more evidence, if you need any more proof, all you got to look at is all the short sales, all the put options that were placed on airline stocks on 9/11. All the put options. Tens of millions of dollars of put options were bought on American Airlines and the major airlines on 9/11 in the morning and in the day before. All these put options. Why? Yeah. Who bought those put options? Yeah. You know? It's like, okay. Sure. But yeah. Who cares about the put options? Nobody. Let's see. I can see if I can look that up. Put options. And no one ever investigated that. It happened in the morning. Let's see. Here you go. Yeah. That's when I started just being like, dude, this is bad. All right, here it is. They were placed the day before. So the stock market was not open yet. The first flight hit the tower at 8:46 a.m. and the American Airlines hit the tower at the second one hit the tower at 9:03 a.m. So the stock market wasn't even open. But the day before was when the put options were there. So let's see if I can see it. American Airlines stock dropped from $29 per share close of September 11th to $18 per share on September 17th, a 39% decline. See if I can, here it is. So Snopes, who we know is trash, suggests that this is a false claim. Maybe it is. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, so that's one thing. There was this other guy. I forget what his name was, but he was interviewed. There was a guy that was interviewed. There was a guy that was interviewed on live TV that morning that said that he heard bombs going off in the basement, and then he died like 3 days later. I forget his name. Also, there was more than enough reports of bombs going off in the basement. And even Donnie himself said that there would have had to have been bombs in the basement for the tower to fall like that. Like Donnie literally said that. And on all the bottom floor, all the glass was blown out at the bottom floor. So it's like, okay. But yeah, I mean, all these fact checkers are like, nah. Meanwhile, the World Trade Center was already bombed in 1993. There was also this other one I remember that was the I believe it was the power was off. The power was off for the towers all weekend, including all the security cameras were off like all weekend. I remember that one. There was a bunch of different things. And then like Flight 93 just crashed into a field and all of the parts disappeared. It's like, okay. Sure it did. And then they made a movie about it. That's suspicious. That's weird, but whatever. I don't know. I can't remember this guy's name, but there was this guy that said on live TV, he's like, yeah, I heard explosions in the basement, and then he died like 2 days later. I forget what his name was. I thought his name was Barry something. Is it Barry Jennings? Was that his name? Then there was that other video. There was the other video. There was a news outlet. There was a news outlet that said that Building 7 had collapsed and it was standing in the shot behind him. It was like a UK news something or other. And he was like, Building 7 just went down, and it was like literally standing behind him in the shot, something like that. And I was like, all right, then. So that's, I mean, long story. I just went in there and down a whole rabbit hole with that. But like, also like the part of the Pentagon that got hit was like responsible for managing monies. So it's like, yeah, you know. Listen, I'm just talking. Don't flag me, Tube of You and Book of Faces. I'm just talking. These are jokes. I'm telling jokes. These are just jokes. Couple jukes. Thank you to A1 Ways 7AC. Thank you to Anna Maria for the badges. Thanks for Green Society, and thanks to Jeff J. Bach for the badges here on IG Live. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. It's 1:20 in the morning. Jingles. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. I've been going for almost 3 hours. I guess it's probably about time to hang up to put in the towel. I'm not gonna post this second half clip from this part of the thing on the gram. I'm gonna leave it, but I'll leave it up on Facebook and YouTube. But I'm not gonna repost it on there. Does anybody else have any questions or comments before I go? I'm at 2 hours and 49 minutes. So I'll mention anything else if anybody else wants me to talk about anything. Before I go, I want to remind everybody again to support Dead Pedal Coffee, dead_pedal_coffee. Check them out, deadpedalcoffee.com. Appreciate them for supporting the channel. It's because of them that I'm bringing this presentation to you. So I want to make sure that we support them. If you haven't already checked it out at deadpedalcoffee.com and give them some love. At the very least, follow their page, check them out. If you like coffee, consider trying their coffee. Deadpedalcoffee.com, PEDAL, deadpedalcoffee.com. John said on Facebook, have you thought about moving out of New York? I live in Florida. I never lived in New York. I lived in Connecticut most of my life, and now I live in Florida. MSVT says, read my questions. Thanks for all you are and all you do. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thanks, MSVT. Appreciate you. You told me your name before, but I can't remember. Is it Megan? I can't remember. Al-Kite, you are a ray of light. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks, Melody on Facebook. Thank you to Michelle, Calais, Jillian, Gavin, Mary, Dan, and Sandra for the Venmo donations. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for that. Thank you for everybody that bought the badges. I really appreciate it. And just thanks for being here and thanks for the love. I appreciate you guys very much. And this has been yet another fun broadcast. If you did not watch my video from today, go watch it. It's a good one. It talks about Lollapalooza and the hypocrisy and the garbanzo. If you're new here, thanks for being here. And I appreciate you. Thank you to Anna for always supporting, always showing love. Appreciate you very much, Anna. Thank you. And thanks for tickling my brain bag, folks. I am really impressed. We stayed consistently over 100 viewers for this entire stream. Between Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube right now, we're still at 100. 3 hours later, that's pretty impressive. So I love it. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Much love. And I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, like I said, support Dead Pedal Coffee. Check out the Patreon if you haven't checked it out. I'm going to be doing some cool stuff there. Patreon.com/takenaps. And thank you guys so much for your generosity and for your attention. Much love. Facebook, YouTube. See you later.